Let's get started. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is the Fear Darks. I am Jarrett, and we have a very, very special guest today. Hello. Yes, we have Ollie Pocknell. Okay. Hello, Ollie.
Hello, how are you doing?
I am doing pretty good. Now, want to check with you. So it's like what, midnight, past midnight right now, over at your end, and this is early in the
20,
morning for
20 to
me.
1 in the morning. Yeah, we're getting there.
All right, all right. Well, thank you very much for working with us here, time zones and all. So let's get started here. We have this special interview just really to talk about the XTC. And since Ollie has clearly, been so generous and so nice with his time, we are gonna grab him and use him. So first off, Ollie, who are you? And are you any good at X-Wing?
Nah, nah. I mean, if I mean, in terms of me and X-Wing, officially, I suppose I am the 2019 world champion. Forever, it seems at this point. Officially, I
You are.
get 3 years worth of world champions, and I'm not quite Paul Heaver. He actually won his three. But no,
Ooh.
I'm 2019 world champion. I
Mhm.
would love to win another one, and I'm gunning for the next one, but we'll see what happens. Playing X-Wing since start of 2015, so I'm 6 years old in X-Wing now, which seems a long time. I started wave four of the original thing, so yeah, I've been around,
Oh
and
man, time flies, huh?
yeah,
Yes.
it's gone fast. I remember the original B-wing A-wing pack, and it was also just as good.
And those were the days here. Uh, so you've been around for quite a while. Are you in part of like any group, any team? Who are you? Like what do you?
So
Well, yeah, go ahead.
I was lucky enough to join the 186 Squadron. As it was, I was one of the first new members that came in after its inception. So basically, a group of friends that started playing X-Wing around London back in 2014 as the game started, and they joined, and the
That's a
shop
really
was
nice picture of you.
yeah, I mean, yeah, 180 stick Hercules Road, Dark Sphere was the store that they started in. So we became
Mhm.
the 186 Squadron, and
Okay.
they accepted me in, and I've been playing since. And obviously for the XTC, I am captain of Team England because they can't get rid of me. And yeah, I've been doing this thing for a few years now. We've been played at the XTC since it started in 2016. I captained Team Wales on the first year, not because I'm Welsh, but because the Welsh captain couldn't do it. And then I moved over to England and have been captain of Team England ever since.
Nice, nice, nice. So you've been doing it for quite a while here. So
Mm.
yep, Team England. Who are these people? These teammates here. I want to go around and shout out to them.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll do them in faction order. So for Rebels, we have Um, Paul Fullon, or Paul Owen, is his actual name. For the Empire, we've got Julian Hood, who you Aussies will know as the traitor, but he is Australian, but he now lives in England. Um, for the Scum, we have Tom Reed, who also has some fair few X-Wing credentials. He can't stop winning things, very frustrating. Um, then we have the Resistance. And for the Resistance at the moment, we have Lloyd Bowman, along with Paul, another one of my 186 brethren. Um, for the what's next? First Order, we have Kez or Kester Smith, who is the frustratingly good painter for TTS minis. So you've
Oh,
probably
I've
seen
I've
many.
had some of his
Yeah,
pictures. His image is so good.
it's just
Yeah, I he's a
ridiculous.
wonderful player.
Yeah, and he did the Team England logo for us, so he wins bonus points for that. But yeah, he's taking over the First Order. Um, then you have myself. I am playing the Galactic Republic, otherwise known as Jedi the Faction. And then finally, for the droids, for the CIS or the Firespray faction, as they're now called, we have Dom Flanagan of Firestorm Squadron fame. So yeah, we got a few. Oh, sorry, Sith Takers. for Tom Reed, and Steel City for Kester. And finally, we have our two amazing subs who are less subs and more just they can play all the lists anyway. So it's great to have them just in case someone can't make a game. Um, we have Tim King, also from the Sith Takers, and Ashok Hemmings, who I don't think is affiliated with the club right now, but he is Midlands up north. Lovely man. And his brother OJ played with us when we won the XTC in 2018. So we've now had both Hemmings in the team.
Wow, dang. You guys sound like a powerhouse team here. Everyone's sort of like really experienced here. How do you guys like get to you know decide on the players? Because clearly, well, firstly, England has a lot of
Mm,
great players here. I've played with some of these people. They are really nice and really good. The decision to choose who and who, it can be tricky. It can be also like very I would say
yeah.
has some personal conflicts involved.
Yep. It's a really difficult decision. It feels like you're back in school on the sports field and you're getting picked for teams. And honestly, it's the worst part of the process. The first year that England did the team, it was done through a competition. So a load of tournaments were run around the country, and the winners of
Mm-hmm.
those tournaments went on to a finals. The top three players at the finals guaranteed themselves a team, and
Right,
anyone
right.
else who had done well, basically those players who had distinguished themselves in some of the qualifiers or in the finals, were chosen for the other slots. And what they found, I wasn't on that team at the time, was that it really didn't work well because you didn't get players who played different factions. You didn't get players who worked well together.
Mhm.
And
That's true. That's
whilst,
true.
and the nature of X-Wing is just because you've won one event doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be as consistent at the next one.
Right,
So
right.
I decided the next year that unfortunately this worked better as a dictatorship, essentially.
You
So
you get to
um,
you get to pick
I
the people that
yeah,
you think will work
it's
well together.
and I think at the end of the day, it's my head on the chopping block as well. I mean, I say that I pick. This isn't a popularity contest. What I do every single year, and I'm trying to be as open as possible with this, because as you said, England has a lot of good X-Wing players, and being the person to tell people you're in or you're not is not a nice position to be in because obviously a lot of people want to be in the team. So what I do every single year is I look through the past 6 to 12 months of tournaments, and I do this
Mm-hmm.
consistently, and I do it by the numbers, and I look at
Mm-hmm.
who has been doing well, who has gone 4-2 or better, and I compare cuts, and at some point I have to set a cutoff. But I send about 20 to 30 messages to the people
Okay,
who have
okay.
done well over the course of the year. And I'll make a short list. I'll make a short list of 30 players. And I will send them all messages and said, hey, I'm interested in you for Team England. We haven't made any decisions yet. Are you able to play? And from that point, I will then think, okay, who are the best people? Who is good at what faction?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any specialists? So, for example, Kester, he only plays first order pretty much. He is an amazing first order player,
Well, I guess you
which is
need to,
why,
you better get him to play first order then.
yeah, and especially at the moment with where the first order is as a faction, it isn't one of those factions that has a massive power list. Like, for example, the CIS fire sprays are the big bad at the moment in the
Mm-hmm.
meta. And whereas if the CIS wasn't doing well and you had someone who specifically played, say, the Nantex, if the Nantex weren't the monster that they are, but originally like Sun Fac, then
Right.
maybe that would be a good pick. So you have to make all these decisions and you have to think, okay, I need to get 7 players together that form this team. How am I going to pick the best 7 players? Is it going to be just the best players overall? But then maybe those guys are the best players because they're all playing resistance fire sprays. So I can't pick all of them. So I need to actually think, okay,
Imagine like
who
seven
is the
seven
player?
players
Yeah,
with
exactly. So
dual fire
not
sprays.
only not o- yeah, not only do you need to get a good team, you need to get a good team of individual players and a good team that can work together. And can support me as well because it's not just me being the captain; it's the whole team working together to win the tournament. So that's that.
That's cool. Yeah, that really dives into the whole like team dynamic here
Mm.
because when you play X-Wing, it's really yeah, you might be in a group, like for yourself the 186, for myself, the
Mm.
Team Singapore, and we sort of just play around and give each other support. But fundamentally, you could play like for example any faction you want, and depending on the
Yeah.
tournament and the current meta. But this one we have to sort of set in stone. All right, guys. You are going to play CIS. You're going to play First Order. You're going to play Rebels. You need to know your
Mm.
faction really well, and you need to figure out what list you want to play, and that can be pretty tricky. It's almost like playing football, right? Like, you got to be
Yeah.
work. You got to be good at what you do, and you also got to be good at working together, which is something that I
Yes.
think. I mean, we are all competitive, and I think sometimes
Yeah.
we get into this thing where the egos start
Mm.
pushing
And
around, and then like yeah.
at the top end of the game as well, you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you are better than everyone else, otherwise you're not going to win the game. So
Hmm.
yeah, there is finding a team that can work together, and it's really it's such a nice. If anyone has never, if anyone there words are hard. If nobody has played in a team event before, I'd really recommend it because X-Wing is a solo game, and suddenly
Hmm.
when you're put in a situation where you're not just working for yourself to win, you're working
Right.
for your team to win. And if you lose a game but your teammates all win theirs, then
Hmm.
it feels really good. And just as or if your teammate's feeling really down, but you go, no, don't worry. Like we've got this, we'll carry you through. It's quite nice.
Right.
It's nice to play as really as a team. Like obviously you've got your squadron
Right.
and you
Right.
support your squadron at events, but you could also play against your squad mates in the event, and it feels horrible having to play against your squad mates. So being able to play in a team that you can never play against your squad mates and that we're all working on the same side is really, really nice.
Right. Right. That is true. And it's always nice to support each other. Going through this process. You know. h- Oh yeah. Speaking of which, how many teams are participating this year in XTC? It's a lot more, right, from previous years because it's all
Uh,
like in on
there
digital.
is a lot. There is about twice as many. Previously, the XTC has been held in person, obviously. Last
Hmm.
year, we had a record number, which, sorry, yeah, 2019, we had a record number of
2020,
20,
2020 they just disappeared.
I know,
Just disappeared.
2020
Yeah.
didn't exist, but 2019 there was 21 teams. This year, at the moment, we have 38. So
Whoa,
there is
that
a
is quite a
massive
number.
spike. And the shout out to South America, Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, all of the oceanic area as well.
Hmm.
Because the people who would previously not be able to travel, because you've got to get a 20-hour flight to get over to Europe, where it's mostly held. Um, yeah, you guys are now able to join in the fun, and it's great to see.
Yeah, yeah, it's really cool because you know, being on the other side of the world here, it's I mean, we have events here. In fact, we have a team championship, the OTC, the
Mm.
Oceanic Team Championships. I wasn't part of it, but it's great fun, and being able to go and do something as a group, it adds the extra camaraderie, like kind of a
Yeah.
fun feeling to the whole usual like really no holds barred serious competition that we have
Yeah.
here. So that's good. Yeah. How do you think how do you think that would shake up the XTC like dynamic, the meta, or things like that? Would it really matter, or would they try to have to conform to the current like meta in the XTC?
I I don't think there is a present. I mean, there's an environment, there's a metagame in everything. I don't think every year the metagame is different because the list's different. So there are the teams that do well, and a lot of them have been very consistent
Mm-hmm.
over the last however many years. But I think people should be really scared of this, and I think the playing online is going to make a completely different ball game because the teams that have done well in the past
Mm-hmm.
often are the countries where the really good players in that country are willing or able to travel. Obviously,
Mm,
England,
okay.
England, Poland, Germany, for example, we have a lot of players who are able to travel around to the big tournaments.
Right, right.
Mainly because we have enough players that some of them are able to travel. So we have done well. But now that, again, mentioning places like obviously around Oceania, South America as well, they have access to everyone. Everyone that plays online
Mm-hmm,
is now
mm-hmm.
able to play in the XTC. So we're going to lose some players. Um,
Right.
Obviously, amazing players like Ben Lee of the 186th. I mean, European champion 2018. He just uh, he just hasn't played online. So yeah,
Actually, Ben Lee's father is here. We
I
call him
know.
Mr. Lee, Old Man Lee. Yeah, he plays
Yeah.
here regularly, and yep, he is competitive just like his son, and but he's such a joy to be with, and yep.
No, that's I was I hope that you get the mention on that one. But no, it's yeah, as I say, it's going to being online, it's going to completely shake up the expected which country is good. And I think
Mhm.
the countries that were good already are still going to be at the top tables. You're going
Right.
to see, I mean, I'm going to put my neck on the line here. England should do well. We have the capability, we have the players. If we
Oh.
don't do well, that's on us. I think I would say that we have one of the scary lineups going in. However, I think there is going to be a lot of the countries that people haven't seen do well before do
Mm,
very well because they have the capability, they have the players, and there's going to be some upsets. It's the group stage at the moment. There are five groups with 38, 40 players, 40 countries,
mhm.
sorry. There is going to be five groups of seven or eight teams, and only the top two teams are going to get through to the final. So it's going to be a going to be a brutal group stage. So
That is true.
yeah,
That is true. You're
getting
gonna fight it out, and like out
mm,
of eight teams, the top two, one quarter, yeah, there will be those
only
at
top two.
the third and fourth place that would be really, really shall we say salty about their positions.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of scraps for that second place position. I think there's
Yeah,
it's going to be a tough fight in a lot of those groups.
yeah. Speaking of which, like, so you talk about England being, a dominant country that you expect to, which,
Mhm.
I look at it as like, world champion, yeah, it'll be an okay team. But historically, who are the other strong countries? I
Well,
believe
if you
Spain won 1 year.
Spain, yep. So if we have a look over the last few years,
Mm-hmm.
Germany Germany won last year, and Spain came second. The year before that, England won.
Mm-hmm.
The year before that, it was 3 years in a row of Polish dominance. So
Ooh,
uh, Poland, Italy, Spain, Germany, England um, have all been doing very well
right,
over the
right,
years at the XTC. Germany is a new country. Germany only started playing in the XTC last year, and I have to say as well that for the first 4 years of the XTC, there were only eight countries.
I see,
Because
I see.
it was quite a commitment to try and get out and get to it. So we managed to get eight countries every year,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
um, and it's yeah, it's been tough. Like you have to put a lot of effort in to get the team. So there are some consistent teams out there. I don't think we can really say that there is a team that has dominated apart from Poland,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
because even last year, so Poland came fourth, England came fifth, Holland came third, Spain came second, and Germany came first last year. So they
Right,
are
right,
like England and Poland are still up there, even though they have done well. Because England came second three times, Poland came first three times, and
right.
since then, Wales came second once as well. Shout out to Wales. Um, yeah, but in terms of that, these countries have been at the top, and with the newer countries coming in last year, they were still at the top, even though they might not have won. They're still at the top. So I think you're going to see some of the better or more well-known players. And I think if you think of an X-Wing country, it's less, oh, do they have one good player? It's if they have the whole team, because seven
Mm-hmm.
players is actually quite a lot to get for a strong
Yeah,
team. So
right. Yeah, you need to get an all-rounded team because
Mm.
having just one star player doesn't. I mean that player may win every match, but
Mm.
it could also end up becoming like everyone else's loses, or it's a half and
Yeah,
half, so
exactly.
it gets very dicey.
It
So
does.
yeah, yeah, so this year, right? Changing from the old XTC format, we have the group stage and then the final stage here. So it looks
Mm.
to be like quite a long, like it's like basically like more of a marathon, not a sprint kind of thing. Way
Yeah,
longer
yeah,
than a typical tournament here. Like how like would this cause like burnout in the teams? Because this is like what 2 months, 3 months worth of competitions, just getting it consistent.
it
How
is.
do teams? Yeah,
So
how does it work, man? Like that seems very, very it can burn people out, I would imagine.
it really can. And you have to fly the same list for 7 weeks at least, because the group stages will be 7 weeks. Once the 1st of June comes around, there will be 2 months of competition, um, 7 weeks of games. So at least 2 months isn't terrible. There is a few online events that run for 2 months. Normally, it's about 5 or 6 weeks for the big events online, because
Hmm.
there'll be one game a week. So in the same vein as that.
Yeah, those are the
So for
league
those people
types.
who, yeah, exactly. So we start off with
Yeah.
essentially a league, and then you go into the 2-day weekend, and there will be 10 teams that make it to the final. So it will
Hmm.
be a full solid 2 days of X-Wing, for the
Yeah.
final. So I think you're right. Burnout is going to be a thing. It will be interesting to see teams learn and develop over the course of the tournaments, because I think
Right.
some people who maybe have not played as much of the XTC format, will learn how to do the pairing system and to do the team system.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
think and because it's a round robin, I think it might be more valuable in terms of the draws if you can play it against a newer country early on. Then that
Right.
will probably be more valuable, because they will they will learn fast.
That is true. That is true. Yikes. Yeah, yeah, like again, like this is the first time I'm in a team
Mm.
doing this, so I'll be excited to experience this. And hopefully I won't get too tired of flying
No, it's
my
okay.
same list over and over again. Oh yeah, speaking of which, the pairing system. Let's talk a little bit about the
Mm.
pairing system here. So again, normally you just 1v1, in a tournament based off the your previous win-loss rate. Like if you're 1-0,
Mm.
you try to pair up with 1-0, all the other 1-0s, 3-1s, pair up 3-1s in during a tournament. This one here, pairing up seven players in a team versus another team.
Mm.
Just briefly, like how does it work?
Have I think your mic might have gone.
Oh, hello. Yes. Sorry. Where did you lose me?
So pairing 7 teams against 7 players
Yep.
against 7 other players, and then go from there.
Yes. Yeah. How does it work? Like when the team captains arrive and choose like, all right, okay, guys, I have 7 players here. You have 7 players there. How are we going to pair up? Where's the strategy
So
involved?
it's kind of like a mini game. And I've made a video of this, and I need to make a new one. But the way that it works is essentially you have a attacker and you have a defender.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the whole idea is that a single player from each team, and this is done in secret. So before the matches will be played, the captains will need to meet, and they'll
Mm-hmm.
need to do this pairing sort of mini game. So each captain, will place a defender on the table, and that list is done face down, so your opponent does not know which one is up, and then they both
Mm-hmm.
reveal at the same time. Say, for example, the rebel players from both factions were placed forwards. Um,
Okay.
then you get to see which faction that your opponent has placed, and you know all the lists. So
All
the
right.
lists are open information. Everyone knows what everyone else is using,
No, no, no
so
secret
you
tech there to
can,
surprise people.
yeah, exactly. So you can research, and this is where you will. It's very, very important to have thought about these pairings beforehand, because
Right.
otherwise you can get really caught out. So
Mm-hmm.
if you You see that your opposition has put up the rebel list as a defender. You have your 6 lists remaining that you could
Mm-hmm.
possibly pair into them, but you
Right,
have to
right.
give your opponent a choice. You give them 2 lists that you would like them to choose from to play that rebel
Oh,
list.
to
So,
choose
say for example,
okay, okay.
yeah. So, say for example, I pick my Imperials and my Scum. I would then
Mm-hmm.
give those 2 lists over to my opponent, and they would do the same to me, again in secret. So they then have to make a decision. Okay, who do I want to put into my rebel? And
Right.
then I make the same decision from my opponent's list that he gave to me. Who do I want to pair into my rebel list? It doesn't have to be
Mm.
rebels on rebels for
Could
the
be like
first round.
anything
You just
really.
yeah, it could be
Yep.
anything. So when it comes to the pairing system, it's useful to have more than one counter in your list of things for, say, for example, again, going back to the fire sprays, if you think that if you have one list that kills the fire spray, then that's not good enough because
Right?
if you
Because
put
yeah,
those
you
two,
do
that
choose the
one
other
list
one.
forwards, they'll pick
Yep.
yeah, I'll just choose the other one. So you have to have multiple lists that are good against multiple things. And I think anyone that thinks going into the process, oh, it's fine, I will just get the pairings that I want, I think you're going to be in for a nasty shock. The pairing system, like I've been doing this for now 5 years, and it's still hard. On the flip side of that, there's a lot of X-Wing players who have come from the ETT and played 40K and Ninth Age and everything for a long time, so they will
Hmm.
know this pairing process. So it's
Okay,
not
okay.
brand new. It's been used before.
Hmm. This will be interesting. The pairing thing. Do you
Hmm.
expect that there will be? Is there like specific strategies that have been successful for this pairing thing that people were like thrown off by?
I mean, there's some things that you can do. People have tried doing a few things in the past. For example, putting up a weak list first to try and
Mm-hmm.
choose one of the opponent's most scary lists and taking it away. So it doesn't you essentially you
Okay.
put one of your team under the bus and you go, sorry, you're
Sacrifice
like
one.
it doesn't matter what you play, you're gonna have a bad day against every single one of their lists. So we're gonna put you up first and we're gonna get rid of one of our worst lists to play against, accept that
Right,
one
right, right.
loss to hopefully make the rest easier. Alternatively, you can put up your strongest lists first,
Mm-hmm.
and the first few pairings you will get a really good matchup, and then hopefully you can work out the later ones.
Mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I've seen teams, if you remember twin laser turrets, um, I've seen teams take 5 sets of twin laser turret lists, just saying, okay, it doesn't matter how many counters you have brought, you can't counter the list 5 times in a row. So I fully expect in this tournament that there will be at least one team that will go with 7 swarm lists or 7 ace lists and say, right, we're doubling down, and it doesn't matter because you cannot kill all 7 of our swarms. You don't have that many
That's
counters.
that's like
So
whatever strategy you
yeah,
choose, you're gonna face these. Like doesn't
yeah.
matter.
Exactly. So those countries will be hoping to overwhelm their opponent's counters. So okay, they may lose 2 games because they have 2 swarm counters, but then they'll win the other 5, and therefore they'll win every round, and that's fine.
Nickel
So
City's
there's
Xing says, "I'm bringing all oddball lists." Well, if you want to bring
exactly
all
right.
oddball lists, yeah, we will make a special exception, like all like Republic oddball lists. Sure, go ahead.
Exactly. So I mean, in terms of that, there's lots of different strategies. There is definitely an argument for people having a list that you don't know. So
Hmm.
if deliberately taking lists that are not the common lists, so
Off
because
meta.
normally you
That's a
yeah,
polite way of calling them. Off meta.
exactly. Exactly. So you would see like the rebel token stacking and you go, "Oh, I know how that works.
Hmm.
I know what kills it. I know what's good against it. I know what's bad against it. I understand that list." Whereas someone might bring like Jabba the Hutt in a YV666 and like Lando Falcon, and you go, "Well, what's
What?
what?
What's go? What?
What? Yeah, what do we put into that?" And if they have a lot of those lists, then they can catch people by surprise. They can get them to make mistakes in the pairing process. So
Right.
there isn't so much a strategy, but there are
Hmm.
many things that you have to be aware of that people could do.
Right. Right. Yeah, interesting because like in this case, you know the list beforehand, right? It's very different from
Mm,
a tournament where you probably have like 2 minutes because your next opponent is like, hello, hi, say
yes.
hi, what's your list? And okay, let's go.
Mm,
So you know the team you're gonna face for that week, at least for the
hmm.
group stage, and you
Yep.
know
And
your pairings, and you have a few days to think of the counters
well,
or how to play against the
it
opponent list.
will be fairly fast because you have to do the pairings within a couple of days.
Right.
Because otherwise there isn't enough time to get the rest of the games in. So a good piece of advice for anyone, any captains out there, is once the groups are announced, I would spend the first week
Mm-hmm.
practicing the pairings against every single team in your group
Mm-hmm.
so that you have worked it out in advance and then it like you know no matter who you play in round two or round three because it's round robin you will play everyone
Right.
so yeah it's practice the pairings and as well as that if especially if you've never done this before um, I would find another team captain or just do this with your own team. And I would practice pairings with them
Right. Right.
because it means that you can. So you take your team and your one of your teammates just pretends to be this random team of seven lists.
Right.
Because doing the pairings a few times will get you used to it. You'll make sure that you don't make any mistakes. It's a good idea.
Yeah. It's something like, it seems fairly um obvious or very, straightforward on paper,
Hmm.
this pairing
Yeah.
process. But then when you do it multiple times and your goal is to get, you know, I guess you have 7 pairs of
Yeah.
matches. You want to get, as many favorable matchups as possible. That's a lot of things to juggle. I think that is something that could trip up a lot of people that are not accustomed to it. And
So
you're right,
fun
you
story.
will, yeah.
The first time we did this, I was captain of Team Wales,
Mm-hmm.
and we went into the event, and we were playing against Italy in the first round. And we did the first pairings, and it's fine. And then we got to the second round of pairings, and the second round of pairings in with the original 5 teams. For this, it's the third round. Will decide all of the last 3 pairings. There is because it's an odd number,
Mm-hmm.
it decides a lot of them. So it's the most important. And we both did the pairings and everything else, and we flipped over the cards. And the Italian team celebrated because they thought they'd got it, and we celebrated because we thought we'd got the best of them. And then we realized that I was an idiot and I'd done the pairings backwards because I hadn't understood the system. So the Italian team were correct that I'd completely messed it up.
Oh
Um,
no.
so check check and make sure that you understand how the pairings works before you do it because otherwise you look like this idiot. So don't do that.
All right.
But yeah, so
That's rough. That's rough.
been there before. I have not been able to shake the nickname that I am the worst captain ever for 6 years. So
Oh,
it's
come
good.
on. No, no.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well,
I am the worst captain. I make one massive mistake every year, so it's fine. Like
uh,
I'm waiting for
and-
this year's.
well, if you can keep it to one mistake, I think that's really good. I mean, I myself, when I played, play tournaments, like every match, I would make
Mm.
one massive mistake, and I'm just always hoping, praying that my opponent doesn't catch it. I was like, oopsies.
I
Uh,
flew Fen Rao off the board in the semifinals last year, so that was my mistake on 2019.
okay, now that's a big one. That's a big one. I must say. Uh,
It's
yeah,
fine. Everything's fine.
yeah. Everything's fine. Yeah. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, we got to do some shout outs here to the judges, the XDC judges here,
Yes.
because they are doing this not just one weekend, mind you, not just one, like the really long weekend, for the round robin, but for the freaking like 2 months, 3 months worth. Yeah,
Yeah.
they are freaking amazing here. So we should have a shout out for them.
Yeah. Agreed. And there is a video from Filippo Bossi. It's in both Fly Better and in the UK X-Wing page. It is of announcing the judges for the events, and many of them you have heard before. Obviously, you have D, you have Chris Mitchell, you have Filippo. All loads and loads of them. Go check out the video. There's everyone on there. But yeah, they
Hmm.
are basically on call for the whole. It's like 3 months basically that this tournament will run.
Right, right.
So from June to August, they have made themselves available in all time zones as well. So there is always a judge that will be available in each time zone if anyone needs it. So because they don't know, like over the course of a week, the games are all going to be, there's going to be hundreds of games. So 38 teams, 7 players per team. There's going to be
Hmm.
so many games being played over the next 2 months.
Right, right. They
And
have to be
there's going
there.
to be a
And
lot of, yeah, it's
oh
going to be a lot
yeah,
of rules questions.
yeah, there will be so many, especially the new the new squadron packs here.
Yeah.
They've done a pretty good job in trying to clear up some of the more egregious or
Mm.
like more shall we say contentious rules issues. Oh no, we just brought up. Oh
There's
no,
Hera,
no, no.
Harrison. There it is. There goes the chat.
Yes,
Harrison
yes.
Dula has caused problems. I saw there was a wonderful question the other day about Hera passing a target lock to an E-wing. Is that allowed if it's at range one? Like, so many
Yeah,
problems.
there's so many
So
issues
many.
here. It's like,
Yeah.
the funny thing is that most of the time, you sort of get what the developers, designers are trying to do with the ship.
Hmm.
However, we're not talking about the 99% of the time where, yeah, okay, we are doing something reasonable here. It's the top echelon 1% where you're trying to eke out every single advantage you
Oh
get.
yeah. Like, break the game.
Yeah, yeah, you like competition wise, you are trying in essence to like sort of like you said, mini
Hmm.
like kind of break the game. And so yeah, if a top player or even just a good player or a good person
Yes.
who loves to design lists sees, this looks interesting. Can I exploit this? They will, and you
Yeah.
can't just say, oh yeah, everyone just play nice. I mean, they are playing nice, but they're just
Yeah. Like,
pushing it to the limits.
if you allow someone to take it to the absolute lesser of the law, then that's fine. They will do so, and they will try and break it. So
Right, right.
yeah, it's fine. Um, yeah, it's we'll get there. I think is the general summary on that. But
Yep.
no, serious shout out to the judges. The judges are doing a fantastic job already, and
Hmm,
I'm
hmm.
really looking forward to what they can bring to the event, because I think we're going to need them. So
Right,
it's good to
right.
see.
So yeah, that is true. Now, speaking of strong lists and meta and all this, let's talk about them. Um, we are currently looks like we are using the current points for the group stage at least. I think we're locking in the list
Correct.
in like in a week or so. Is that right?
Yeah, so the yesterday was the deadline for any points changes. So
Mm-hmm,
because
mm-hmm.
there is now 2 weeks has passed before the lock-in for the 23rd.
Right.
So there is the present points are definite for the lists, so they will be
Okay.
on the present patch essentially.
Right, right.
So yeah, the lock-in date for the lists is the 23rd of May. So
Mm-hmm.
basically 9 days time. Make
Right,
sure
right,
your
right.
lists are in by then.
Okay. How would you like? So I guess I mean in a way it's good because we've been playing in this current meta for God knows how long.
Uh, Not too long. Not too long. It's
Yeah, not
been
yeah.
since the squadron packs dropped. Yeah.
That is true. That is true. How would you like describe the current meta then? Let's talk about the meta. How do you describe the overall meta, and then we move on to particularly like the strong list for each of the 7 factions. But current meta
I
overall, how do
think
you feel about
I
them?
think fairly balanced actually. There is a few broken things that I would say are particularly strong,
Mm-hmm.
but I think you can run most, like, every single faction is viable. Some are stronger than
Mm-hmm.
others, but every single faction is viable. There are good lists for them. And there is multiple good lists for each faction. There is swarms. Swarms are acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Beef is acceptable. Aces are playable, which is really good to see. So um, I
I
say
hear that.
aces are playable. Like aces are still broken. They've always been broken. They're
Right.
just two big ships called fire sprays right now. It's, no, anyway, no, you can actually play proper aces as well. Like, it's the meta is in a really really good place. And what you are going to need to do, oh, that's a really cool graphic. What you are going to need to do is you're going to need to. I think you're going to need to hit a couple of things, and I'm sure we're going to go over those things. Here in the A-wing is one.
Hmm.
False transponder codes, the price of the sick and the FO fighter being 25 for a 3 agility 4 health ship.
That's really really
There's a
cheap.
few very small things that need to just very slightly increase in price, but apart from that, I think
Hmm.
we're really really good place, like really good
Right,
place.
right. That is true. I mean, of course, I've played Republic for the longest time, and
Hmm.
it's really sad that I completely missed the regen Jedi. Oh, well, I played it once in the tail end of it, but then rest in peace, guys. No longer we don't see it very often here. Uh, yeah,
You
so
can play them. You've just got to use the R5s now instead of the
the
R2
R2,
SMX.
yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yep. Speaking of like the RZ1, the Hera, do you think that is the defining list for the Rebels? The
No,
Hera, no?
no. I think it's. I don't want to offend Andrew here because he did. Okay, so first of all, shout out to is it Andrew Olson,
Andrew
who
Oler,
came second.
Andrew.
Andrew Ola, yeah, second in Firecast and first in the Moncala Girls Squadron event.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really well played. He played that list very well. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to describe his list in a nasty way because my personal view is that is the training wheels rebel list essentially. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
However, there is on the same side of that, whilst its flying is basic, you go fairly slowly and just point at your opponent, and that's fine. The intricacy in that list is remembering all of the triggers, and there is a lot of triggers to remember. So there is actually a lot of skill in flying it and making sure you get it right, especially over a 2 day tournament. I think
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
the four ship rebel beef in many forms is going to be there, but
Right.
I don't think by any means that is going to be the be all and end all of that faction. I think there is going to be a lot of different variants in Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
There
Mm-hmm.
is A-wings, there is big ships, there is like torpedo lists. There's so many things out there right now for Rebels.
Right.
I
Right.
think
Right.
Rebels is probably, apart from Scum, Rebels is the most variant faction in my mind right now. I think you can be successful with almost every single ship in that faction.
And it's partly because of the Scorpion pack that they have that just came out.
Mostly. I think the A-Wings have a lot to say because they are such good support ships that they
Mm-hmm.
can enable the rest of the faction to do a really good job in whatever it does.
Right. I want to see more Ahsoka, the adult Mama Ahsoka. She's one of
She's
my
still a
favorite
bit
ships in the
pricey.
Republic. Yeah,
She's still a
but
bit pricey. I think
reinforced, man.
she operates really well on her own. I
Right.
think if people are attempting to use her as a support ship, but she's actually an ace.
Mm-hmm.
Hera is the support ship and Ahsoka is the ace. So I think if you accept the fact that she's I5 and I6, I
Mm-hmm.
think you can get a lot out of her.
Right. Right. Oh yeah, Rebels. I mean, Rebels have been really interesting. I mean, they've always been the faction with a lot of synergy that support each
Mm,
other. But
yeah,
this, I think right now we see it brought to a whole new level here. Token
yeah,
passing is one thing, but also, like making things survive a lot longer than what the board state suggests.
yeah.
I think that is going to
For,
surprise a lot of people.
for everyone that remembers the original end of 1.0, what was called Fair Ship Rebels, because it was not fair. Um, the four ship monstrosity that you could not kill even with harpoon missiles. Um, yeah, we're getting there. It's not
Right,
not quite
right.
that bad, but it feels like it sometimes. Um, but yeah, no, I think a couple of interactions there need to be looked at because I don't think this is one of the first lists that I felt has. I think the meta overall right now, it's the first meta that I've started to feel okay. We've hit power creep. We've really
Hmm.
hit power creep, and I think the nerf bat needs to come in. I think everything
Okay.
needs to go up slightly in points,
Hmm.
because there's been a few decreases over the last few points changes that have just made things cheaper and cheaper and cheaper to try and make them viable. And I
Hmm.
think what you now need to do is you need to increase points across the board, uh,
Right.
and reset slightly, instead of bringing out a new edition again.
Hmm. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Mm,
Yeah, I sort of agree. I mean, we've been in this higher ship count kind of meta for quite a while now, and it'd be nice to kind of rejiggle things a little bit and see what comes out.
Yeah, I mean, I think, see, this is funny because I've been one of the people that has been complaining a little bit about high ship count, but I think we've actually come out of the high ship count meta. I
Mm-hmm.
think, as I said, right now we are in a balanced meta. We are in a
Right.
meta where four ship lists exist, five ship lists exist. You've got two
Mm-hmm.
ships and three ships. You've got eight ships. I think the if you have a look at 6 months ago and the
Mm-hmm.
Nantex and the Malara swarms and the six, that was the swarm meta. That was a full-on swarm
Right.
meta. It moved slightly into a beef meta as the resistance list sort of got found and the rebel
Right.
list has come out. And I think as the beef has now come out, it's allowed the aces back into the game
Right.
because with five ships you can play the ace game a bit more easily. There's less firing arcs. So yeah,
It's it
there
looks
is more.
yeah. There's quite a bit of variance here. I agree.
It feels bad for the ace players because they're not at the top of the pyramid right now, but they've been at the top of the pyramid for so long that they kind of forget what it's like to be in the middle.
Right. Right.
And I'm one of those people. I am the ace player that is complaining about the fact that I'm no longer at the top of the pyramid, but it's fine. I will stick to my guns and make sure I make a good list. But in terms of that, I feel like it's interesting to see, and I agree with you. I think there's
Mm-hmm.
too much variance right now. It'd be nice to reduce and this is what I'm saying with increasing points costs. I think that there are the FOs and the six, and the fact that you can get these cheap three agility ships are increasing the level of variance in the game, and I think that's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right. Right.
we've derailed onto metagame, and I didn't want to do that. So
So no, it's okay. I mean, this is exactly what we want to talk about. Yeah. So
Mhm.
how about the Empire? I mean, you're famous as the one that won Worlds in 2019 with three Empire aces.
Mhm.
How do you feel about Empire right now? What's the meta and how does it translate well to the team format?
I think Empire are a good jack of all trades faction.
Mm-hmm.
They can do anything that your team needs them to. Like you can do aces still. There are a lot of like Vader Echo something, Vader Whisper something lists. There's a lot of three ship ace lists out there.
Mm-hmm.
If I mean, there's even two ship lists now. Like Vader Defender and
Vader
a
fan.
Phantom is.
uh,
Like people think that you can just block that ship. You have to play well to beat a Vader defender that is flown by a good player.
it is
But
scary. I
that
have faced it. Yeah, it's scary.
yeah
It punches so hard, and you better survive that first shot because if not,
yeah
then they're just gonna punch again and again and again, and before you know it, you're down with two
yeah.
ships.
But the other thing as well is that there's not only the ace lists that have ruled the Empire for so long. You
Mm-hmm.
now also have the four ship jousting list. Like the Inquisitors are still good in that.
Mm-hmm.
But you've also got the disciplined lists now. You have a lot of barons. You have a lot of interceptors. And
Right.
you still like Sloan. Sloan is still a thing. I feel like people have forgotten that Sloan exists and is still one of the most dirty cards
Yeah,
in the
it
entire
does. It
Imperial
does. I
faction.
mean, I mean, yep.
So
I
yeah,
mean,
there's a lot of things.
imagine Sloan plus discipline. Oh, that's gonna be nasty. Like, do you really want to kill one of their ships? I'm not sure. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just the
Like,
ultimate.
really?
Like, please,
Yeah.
please. I mean, admittedly, I did play a game. It was a couple of weeks ago now where I lost two A wings and I still won the game because I halved every single one of my opponent's disciplined interceptors without killing one.
Wow, that is.
But
Oof.
that's
They're like,
that's kind of that's a
finish
me
me.
game.
Yeah,
That's a me game. It's like nope, I've halved it. I'm not going back. Like that one's fine. That's got me points. I'm moving on to the next one.
yeah. You're
Yeah,
not,
that
you don't
was
greed
a
it
good game.
out. Yeah, yeah.
Just you can't kill
Scum
them.
then. Yeah,
They get barrel
you say
rolls.
you're like in trouble.
Um,
Yeah. How was scum
but
then?
uh, but yeah. So scum. Oh, scum is everything. It was
Right? Like,
sixth the faction,
mm-hmm.
but it's
It was Boba
now
defection
like
before that.
yeah. But with the Boba nerfs, with I think you're going to see some Kanan lists. I think Kanan is really good. I think people are also sleeping on Protectorate Gleb. There's going to be a lot of fun lists there.
Protector
Yeah, you're going to
lab.
see
2 points for coordinate. What's
coordinate.
what's not to like about it? Yeah.
I
Like,
suppose we should also mention that the monster that is the undercosted Sam Wessel crew, 4 points for a double tap. Like, ugh.
no, yeah, 4 points is like, are you kidding me? 4 points for,
Yeah.
like
So
either lock or double tap. Ooh, beautiful.
there is a lot of things. There's a lot of things in the Scum faction. I think again, Scum and Empire, they are
Hmm.
the toolbox. They're the toolbox
Right.
factions. Whatever you want that list to do, it can do it. You can find a list in those factions that can do it. I think there are definitely. I think people will. I think they will stick to their guns in terms of there's also very, very strong lists in those factions.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
it depends what they want that faction to fulfill.
Right, right, right. I won't be surprised if we see like, from Scum like the most variation. You'd be like, yeah,
Yeah,
sure, I'll play my four Fang Fighters. I don't care what meta it is.
yeah,
I will play and
exactly.
I'll do well. Yeah.
Yeah, you can with good player skill. Like there are
Hmm.
lists in Scum and Empire that you can put into every single meta and it will do well. And
That
in a
is,
team tournament, those
yeah.
lists will shine because you can get them into those matchups which are favorable.
Right, right. That is true. That is true. Yeah, because we can talk about good lists in the current meta, but also remember this one is for the XDC.
Mm,
So having good
yeah,
lists but being able to exploit them, in the pairing format is very important, and that means that the captains, when they're doing the pairings, they really need to know, all right, this particular list, what is it good against, what is it bad against, what do I need to avoid for
yeah.
them, and what I need to
And it's
force.
it's fun because a lot of people will go, oh well, this is a great list for pairings because it's a hard counter, but people also forget that a lot of
Mm,
the hard counters have their own weaknesses. So it's
right,
it's a double-edged sword. If you have a take on all comers list, well, it's both good and bad because you don't counter anything, but then you're not so scared of everything.
right.
If you have a lot of hard counters, then you're putting your money on the pairings game, and you better trust your captain. Otherwise, you're going to have a rough 7 weeks.
Yeah, it's like, wait, again? I'm gonna get a 0200 again?
Oof. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, I hope not.
Ah, you'll
Now
be fine.
let's
You'll be
try
fine.
yeah, we fun. We'll try the resistance. I mean, the one that has the least, I'd say, at least for my read, the least variation compared to the rest of them.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be A-wing.
I
Yeah, it used to be A-wing the faction. I think you're now seeing a bit more variance. Like, obviously, I played Ray and Poe for a very long time. Still a good list.
Mm-hmm.
Ray is still an absolute monster.
Mm-hmm.
A-wings. Marcel Manzano has been doing well with A-wings for the last 2 years.
Right,
Um,
right.
they still doesn't matter how many times they nerf the A-wings, he is still doing well with them. So nerf Marcel. I think,
That's the thing.
yep. You've got the standard five ship beef there as well with the T-70s. Like, there's different lists there. I think this is a more straightforward faction. I think you're either going to be playing something that jousts or you're going to be playing A-wings. Um,
Mm-hmm. Or you
but
can play
again, we'll
Ray.
see.
That's yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Or
point.
Ray, I
You
guess,
can
is a
play Ray.
jousting. Yeah. Ray just
Yeah.
comes in and like blows things up with her laser cannon.
Yeah, I do worry about Ray though. Ray Venny is a two ship. The problem with Ray is that there is a lot of, as you say, there is a lot of higher ship count lists, and it
Mm-hmm.
takes a very very good pilot to be able to fly Ray in this meta, because
Right,
she
right.
can joust something and then she explodes, and you've lost 100
Right,
points.
right.
So
Yeah.
if you're gonna play Ray, you need to be able to play her like an ace, not just a hammer.
You can just like like rush in and like three bank boosts, in. You gotta like make sure you are engaging, but try not
Mm,
to engage the entire swarm or entire group. That would be bad. That very, very
yes.
bad time. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
There's
and
there's a couple of
yeah.
fun games of Ray on stream recently, so it's good.
Yeah, yeah, no, I enjoy Ray for, the great, like, nice, scary hammer that she is.
Mm.
She like comes in, you're like, oh, you better watch out. You gotta do something about it, Ray. You can't, in many games you can sort of like, all right, this is a scary ship, but I'm gonna ignore it to deal with the other ones. Yeah, if you
You
ignore
can't
Ray,
you can't ignore her.
this is
Yeah,
gonna be a bad
it's
time.
like
You'll find
five
out why you
five
don't.
dice.
Yeah,
Yep,
by five
five
dice. Yeah,
dice, five hits.
reroll and yeah, okay, cool. Oh, wait, look, my ship blew up. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Then Oh, then speaking of, the opposite for resistance, it will be the first order in that sense, where there isn't actually a very strong list to this one. I mean, I don't know. I feel like first order is in a relatively crappy spot right now. Looking at the
I
results here.
think
Uh,
I think people are sleeping on first order. They've forgotten that Malaris is a thing. They've forgotten that TIFO is still only 25 points.
mm-hmm,
That the silencer is only 48 points for a three attack, three agility, six health ship.
mm-hmm,
Um, I feel like the first order is the unloved faction. It's a bit similar to resistance, honestly, but
mm-hmm.
there's a lot of good lists in first order and in resistance. I think a lot of people are just thinking that, oh, they haven't had an update recently. There isn't the broken thing
Right, right.
in first order. I think the first order is the faction that I am most interested to see what people come up with, because
It's
I think
Kylo the
there is a
faction.
lot. I'm not sure. I think you're going to see more interesting first order lists than you're going to see more interesting
Hmm.
scum lists. I think there's going to be
Interesting.
a lot of players that take weird and wacky and random first order lists.
Right, right.
I was playing at my club yesterday, and there was two mixed sort of silencer Thai BA Thai FO lists that were doing really well. So I'm curious to see what happens.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I
don't
think that's
think
gonna be
yeah,
fascinating. Yeah, I mean, I want to see like the for the Side Shadow
mm,
things that have flown other than Malorus. Of course, Hask
Gideon's
is
fun.
has popped up. Yeah, Guinea Hask has come up once in a while, and the other one that gives you the illicit uh options
Yeah,
there. Uh, now with the FTC being more available and other things that maybe you'll see one of those. They'll be like quite surprising.
passive sensors combined with FTC. I mean, there's a lot of fun
Ooh.
combinations.
That's a good thought there. Uh, well,
Yeah, Agent Terex in the
mm,
shuttle. I mean,
oh,
Dead Man Switch on TISFs. Like, just
that would be so scary.
give give Quick Draw a Dead Man Switch, and then you really don't want to kill him.
That is true. Yep.
Yeah, there's
So, oh
a
yeah,
lot of fun
yeah,
stuff.
yep. That is true. That is true. So about Republic here. I mean, this you said that this is the faction that you'll be playing for the XTC. Uh,
Yep.
of course, I don't
I
want you to
think
give away any secrets, but how do you feel about the Republic here?
I mean, you have a few people who've been playing Republic recently. I think Bartosz Wojcicki is one of the main players that has been using the Jedi factions
Hmm.
for Republic. But you're also seeing a lot of four ship Jedi lists using the CLT Jedi. Shout out to Louis Long, who is playing Team Malaysia at the moment.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
He
That's true. That's
was
true.
Yeah, he took five ether sprites, just the basic Jedi. We've also
Oh, there's
seen
so
the
many lasers, so many laser
yeah,
beams there going on with the CLTs.
exactly. But then we also saw the three Delta Seven Jedi with something. So there's a lot of Jedi Knights in here. I think also there is the possibility for the shout out to Goji, because
Oh,
William
gee.
Rasmussen took Goji to the top, took him to the final, I think, actually in Khyber, in the Khyber Cup. So yeah, there is a few more lists than I think people are going to expect. I think you're going to see a few more beef lists. Warthog with torpedoes. You're going to see some sinker swarms. You're going to see some Goji lists. So whilst the option is there to do Jedi the faction, um,
Right?
I think again with these three factions, Resistance, First Order, Republic, because they're not as popular at the moment, I think it
Mm-hmm.
gives people more options for list building. It people think
Right.
more about those factions because there is not the obvious thing to play.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see what comes out of Republic. I do not think it will just be all Jedi. I think you're going to see
Right.
some different variants.
I think that's good because it'd be sad if there isn't like clones being represented.
Mm. Oh,
Because
there's going to be some torrents. Someone will
yeah,
bring
yeah.
like the six torrents with missiles.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I
Yeah.
really want to see more viewings. I mean, we have seen viewing spam,
Mm.
I haven't seen many of the named V wings like Oddball. Oh, Oddball. Funny, I think the Oddball in the V wing is the most viable of all the oddballs.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think so. I think actually no. Shout out to XY because I'm now permanently terrified of the torrent oddball with the proton rocket. But that
yeah,
ruined my day. What was I going to say? No, I think Click is pretty good. Um,
yep.
I've seen a few people trying to make Tarkin work. I really don't rate his
Ooh,
ability. I think it's at the wrong time.
yeah,
But I
yeah. I
think
mean,
Click
you have
is
traces now, so you don't need Tarkin.
yeah, like because it happens the turn after he locks and he's initiative 3. It just doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
it's so awkward.
With Click, I think Click could work well. I
Hmm.
think just basic ones with bombs, really good filler, about 35 points with either a proximity mine or thermal detonators or even an
Hmm.
ion bomb. There's a lot of fun.
Right, right. Uh, Now let's move on to the final, but not last faction here. The supposed Swarm faction, quotes unquote, was once a Swarm faction. Now it's a what faction? A two-ship baseless
It's
faction?
basically the
What's
fire, yeah,
happening?
fire
What's
spray.
happening? Yeah.
Well, what happened is that someone thought it was a really good idea to take away the crew slot from Boba Fett and then give
Hmm.
you two fire sprays with a faction that had two force crew that were
Uh,
costed appropriate to the terrible, terrible ship, the only ship with a crew slot in the CIS faction, which is the Sith Infiltrator. So,
right,
Palpatine and Dooku are costed based on the Infiltrator, and
right.
then they don't get recosted when you give the best ship with a crew slot in the game to Force Crew.
Yeah, I mean, basically, the Boba Fire spray just moved over to the CIS and like, hey, look,
Yeah,
I have
like
two malls I can use.
it's just I also yeah like I'm not seeing too much apart from Zam Wessel and Django. I mean, or even just Zam with toys.
Hmm.
I feel like there's going to be so many fire sprays in the CIS faction. It is if it is broken, then fly it. Then yeah, it's we are coming to a premier level tournament. This is literally the best in the best of the world, and I don't think many people are going to pass up the opportunity to use the fire sprays. I mean, there is still some strong showings, like droid swarms are still a thing.
Do you think
But
that people will bring droid swarms?
maybe. I mean,
I sense the hesitance there.
yeah, yeah, it the droid swarm is still good.
Hmm.
The droid swarm is still good. Like bombers with torpedoes, Discord missiles. There's a
Right.
reason that it was the droid faction for so long.
Hmm.
And like the Nantex as well, the Nantex is still mildly terrifying.
Right.
Like there's been a few people recently who have done well with Fire Spray, Nantex, and Grievous.
Hmm.
There is a lot of options for the CIS, but I think they're being overlooked because people are just focused on the Fire Sprays.
They
So,
are good. I mean,
uh,
Zam and Django. Do you think that they will undercut each other? Like, they will like start to drop things so that they can get choose
this is the
to pass
question.
initiative?
We're gonna have the race to the bottom with the Fire Spray lists.
Right. Right.
Possibly. I haven't seen a Fire Spray list less than a 4 point bid yet.
Hmm.
But I'm sure that we will see a few deeper bids. There's a certain point where it limits the efficiency of the list. So
Right.
I
Right.
mean, you
Right.
need the force crew. But if there is anything that needs to be fixed, it is appropriately costing crew that have a force point because it broke for rebels, it broke Empire, it broke Scum, and it is going to break, or it has just broken the CIS. So
Right. Right.
yeah, be careful when you give someone passive modifications because turns out access to focus and target lock is really good.
Especially with Zam being able to get a passive like lock there. It's like, hey,
Yeah,
I don't need to
like
lock you. You
so
shoot me,
hey,
I
cool.
lock
I
you.
can just I'm gonna go on a rant because Count Dooku as a card combined with a bomb where you roll a dice and whatever comes up is the damage, so you can crit off it. and you're
Mm-hmm.
allowed to force your opponent to roll a crit. That's a thing that you're allowed to do.
Yep.
Why
That should
is
not
that
be like
a thing?
I mean itself
It's a
it seems
3 point
thematic, right?
upgrade. It is a 3 point upgrade. And Dooku
Yeah.
just goes, cool, that's a crit. Like,
Yep.
why? Anyway, sorry. Soapbox. That is my present soapbox.
Nah, no
Appropriately
problem.
cost your ships, appropriately cost your things based on the faction that they're in and the environment that they're in. If you're going to bring a new ship into a faction, you cannot just leave the old things at their old points and wait for people to break things. You have to at least have a cursory glance over the old upgrades in that faction and
Mm-hmm.
go, is there anything here that could be absolutely bonkers nonsense? And
Right.
yes, turns out there is.
All
So
right, we're
that's my
gonna like
soapbox.
point it a little bit. Yeah, no, no, that's good. I mean, I feel the same way with you. Like, you know, it's just like it just swarms like, you know, the other possibilities. I mean,
Hmm.
it's not that I'm almost to the point where I am longing for, you know, droid swarms again from the CIS. It's like, hey, look, aren't they the faction with like all the Roger Rogers? Like, where are they? Hello? Like, it's just
Yeah,
you know,
you gotta
just
get me some Rogers back. I
yeah,
want my Roger.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
want my
That's
captain. I want my captain Roger Rogers. If
yes, yes,
no one
yes.
has seen that photo yet, then oh my god, Captain America as a droid, Captain Roger Roger. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah. That's
Oh
yeah,
god.
that is true. That is true. Uh yeah, I mean, you know, there are very clear strong lists in you know, not just
Mhm.
in CIS, but I think overall and I'm actually really glad that the squadron packs for the original three factions came out because they
Hmm.
are good. Maybe a little bit undercosted for some of the upgrades or ships, but it really makes people excited about the original trilogy
Yeah,
factions, which
I
you know,
agree.
because people have been thinking like, oh, they are boring, they are stale. Not so anymore. They are interesting.
Yeah, it's really good to see, and I like the squadron packs as an idea. There's some really
Hmm.
cool cards in there. Um, I still think people are sleeping on Kanan. As soon as we move away to a multi-ship meta, people are going to realize just how obnoxious that ship is.
Yeah,
But yeah, I
Kanan.
think it's good.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. So I guess we should wrap up right now with this interview. But anything you want to like talk about, shout outs, you know, like more more rants because we are here for that. I mean, you know, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, did you just see this? Like
There it is. There it is. There is Captain
this
Roger
droid.
Rogers.
Oh, this is so wrong.
Yeah, it's so right. You can't be mad at that. It's
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah, thank you,
But
Navi,
no,
for finding it.
and if there is there anything else? I think first of all, shout out to the organizers of this. Um, Chiefly Bartosz Wojcicki and Filippo Bossi, who
Hmm.
are driving force behind going independent, essentially with the XTC. We
Hmm.
decided to take a risk. We broke away last year from the ETC, which was a very difficult decision because
Hmm.
the ETC is amazing. For those of you that have been before, for any of the other things. It's an amazing experience. It's an amazing environment, and it was just frustrating to be tied to some of the limitations there. So
Hmm.
breaking away and going it on our own, it's been great to see the take up from the X-wing community on coming to the tournament because it's entirely made by the players. It's not a official FFG event, sorry,
Right.
AMG event now. Um, but yeah, so it's really really good to see the engagement with this event, and even in lockdown, like seeing people like supporting and getting excited and get behind the team hype.
Yeah, like
It's really really cool to see.
yeah, like this because before that it's like, oh, you know, it's a team championship. You know, we've heard of it from this
Hmm.
side of the world. It's like, okay, there's something called, you know, the XTC in Europe. You're like, oh, cool, cool. Maybe one day we'll go there. But now it's like because everything's online, you know,
Yeah.
and be able to bring like distance is no longer that an issue. And also like there's so much more hype, I
Hmm.
think, this time around for the XTC. You
Yeah,
know, of
it's
course, you know,
it's big.
yeah, yeah, and you know, like Team America is like, you know, they've been talking about it, you know, on GSP and on the big cast, and you know, like look at us. We want to talk about it because Australia's sending a
Yeah,
team. We are sending a team. Singapore, Malaysia's sending a team. So it's like it's amazing. It's gonna be
yeah,
fun. It's gonna be great.
yeah. I'm going to call out Mr. Manzano here because you got to call out America. I feel like let's get ourselves a spice little bet because there needs to be stakes here. There needs to be stakes because quite honestly, I've said that Team England should do well. I mean, if you have a look at England's history in the XTC, we've won it once, we've come second twice. We came fifth last year, we were a single game win off second last year,
Ooh,
and we want to do well again. So America, you better make it through your group stage. I'm going to be if Brazil and everyone else beat you up, then
oh, that'll be
like
that'll be that'll
you're
be tragic. Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna have to swim home. So yeah, I'm looking forward to beating up some Americans in the finals. So
Oh, that will be
if
nice.
I feel like we should organize some form of bet in between uh, England and
Ooh,
America
18-12
that
all again.
something if neither of us if one of us doesn't make it to the group stage, I feel like there should be some form of forfeit. So I'm gonna throw that one out there. It's probably gonna come back and bite me in the ass, but it's totally fine. Like what could something someone said something on the internet, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, well, it'll
Um,
be fine. It'll be
and
fine.
yeah, it's fine. And they're all washed up scrubs anyway, so it's all good. Let's do it. Let's
Oof.
get some beef. Get some beef.
All right, Marcel, you've been called out here, and hopefully you'll hear this and respond in kind.
Yeah, seriously though, like I love Marcel. Marcel is amazing. He has been chatting so much. Like he's been shooting like shots fired everywhere across the Fly Better pages as all of
Oh,
the
that's
X-wing teams be
amazing.
coming up. So I'm enjoying the trash talk. And hey, Marcel, come get some. It's gonna be fun.
Well, I guess thank you very much. Oh, when is XTC? Okay, let's see, let's pull it up here. The image that we had for
Yeah.
the dates.
So, well, XTC starts on June the 1st. That is the start of the group stages.
Mm-hmm.
After June the 1st, there is 7 weeks of round robin stages. So you can keep up to date on that. The XTC website is
Mm-hmm.
available. I believe that will probably be in the link somewhere, as I
Yes.
don't know it off the top of my head. But that is all going to be on there, so you can check out all the teams, you can check out the teams lists, who's in them, what are they flying, who's on what faction. You can also check out the results. There we go, the
Mm-hmm.
xtc.space. um, and yeah, check out some results from the group stages, see if your team is winning, and yeah, get
Yeah,
involved.
it's
And the
gonna be exciting.
finals,
Oh.
date to be confirmed, but the finals is going to be the top 10 teams, top two from each group, playing a round robin 2 day tournament.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everyone plays everyone, and the biggest team is going to make it out and claim all the potatoes. So it's going to be fun.
This will be exciting here. And thank you again so much for coming on and doing this interview here. We really, really appreciate all the things that you've done, not just for the XTC, but also for X-Wing as a whole. Providing a lot of these videos, on teaching us scrubs how to play X-Wing. I've watched many of them and I love them. And
I hope they're useful. And I
yeah, definitely
on the
useful.
subject of shout outs, I probably skipped a load of people, but shout out to all of my team. They're all awesome. Shout out to everyone who wanted to play on Team England and didn't get the chance. Sorry, it's
Hmm.
entirely my fault, and you can flame me later when we do badly. Um, and yeah, shout out to all of you people out there because you're still playing X-Wing in a pandemic, and that sucks. And
Yep.
but I love you all, and I can't wait to meet you all and give you cuddles when we're allowed to. It's going to be great.
Yep, that's it. Yep, thank you again. All right, Nobby, you want to come in and do this? But I appreciate it again. This has been a fantastic chat, and hope this has been informative to all of you out there who the new ones or the veterans of the XTC to have fun with looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thanks for both of you guys. We will just take a short break, 5 10 minutes. We switch over and get ready for an actual game. We have
Whoop,
Taco
whoop.
going to face Iceland. Stebby
Oh,
has come in, so we've got some international X-Wing happening. Are you ready? Are you psyched?
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Excellent. Ollie,
it,
thank you. Big thank you. Great to have you on. Great to have a little chat before we had the interview. And the interview that was not an
yeah,
interview, was a little warm up. It was really good to do that.
yeah.
um,
No, it's all fine.
all right.
I'm gonna get my bet in now. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to support Team Iceland. They have the best football chance. So there we go. Go Iceland.
Hey, well, look, I'm completely on board with that. It's Team Singapore, not Team Australia here playing, so we can cheer for either side. It's fine.
Hey, 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 hey.
All right, guys.
No, that would be good. Anyway, thanks.
No, thank
See you
you,
soon.
thank you. All right, guys, we had Ollie on earlier. We are now here ready to play some X-Wing. And, since we had such a big talk of, and let me remove that muted sign, there we go. Since we had such a big talk about XTC, we thought, hey, let's get some players in and play some pre-XTC matches. I reached out to the lovely guys over in Iceland, Sebi from Thule Squadron. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, and thank you for reaching out, and thank you for playing on our stream yesterday.
Oh, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I just had the problem of not. I had it needing more A wings, as I always say. You need more A wings, and I actually didn't listen to my own advice, but it was great fun. We did a two games. What was it? Two players at once. I had to play two people at once as like a Thule Squadron challenge, and it was a lot of fun. Um, you know, uh, but yeah. Anyway, well, I'll do tune in. I'm going to post a little bit of link as the game goes through. But just like to welcome you and thank you for coming in on SA. Relatively short notice for the match, and you have to face Singapore, the FO player from Singapore, Jarrett Taco. How are you?
I am doing good, and I'm looking forward to this game. Any deficiencies in flying is due to me, and any successes is due to random luck.
Didn't the chat with Ollie give you any advice? Didn't you pick up any pointers?
Absolutely not, because I'm just the interviewer. I don't learn anything from anyone.
Just the pointy things. That little green triangle
Yes,
goes towards the enemy.
that's right. That's what I've learned.
Yep. All right. Anything from Iceland? Smack talk. It's only Team Singapore. Nothing to worry about.
As I learned yesterday, you have to respect every opponent, whether they are flying A-wings or or silencers.
A-Wing's the best ship in the game. I've always said. So you got to watch out for those.
Mhm.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. I wish you both good luck. Put on a nice, good show for me. I have got tickets on sale, and I will put you on in your own little room. So good luck. Just ping the timer once you're ready to start.
Okay.
All right.
Mm, sounds
All right, they are off in their own room. Now I'd like to welcome Suresh, who also answered the call very late notice. Thank you, Suresh. How are you?
Not too bad, Nobby. Good morning for it, actually. So just had a listen to that interview with Ollie, and really, really intriguing. So looking forward to XTC and looking forward to this game as well.
Absolutely. Would you like to do a little bit of a list breakup? We were chatting before when we were getting things set up, but which side would you like?
Look, I'm going to go with Taco's list because I'm still a little bit scarred by some of that stuff that Debbie's flying. I flew against a similar list on Tuesday, and it really, really hurts. So let's just go top to bottom with Taco's first order. Now, Kylo Ren, it's not on the cards here on the table, but he's rocking advanced optics just to smooth out some of that dice variance. Hollow, Tai BA with Proud Tradition. That's the first order unique faction pilot talent. Getting focus actions well stressed and allowing your opponent to flip the card if they spend a focus token or suffer a critical when they defend. And lastly, no, it's not Lieutenant Tavson, it's Pediosa Thanison in the Upsilon class command shuttle. A little bit different, of course. During the activation engagement phase, a ship in your firing arc at range 0 to 2 gains a stress token. You may spend one charge. If you do, that ship gains a tractor token. Be interesting to see how much utility Taco can get out of it this morning, Nobby.
Yeah, no, it's I'm probably going to call it the not Taverton Upsilon shuttle. It's also if you don't realise that stress triggers and you get a tractor for it, you can be caught off guard. I know we played a game. What was it? A Jawa Stitch Up where I'm like, oh, right, boosting in the range 1 is bad because now I've got the tractor, and then it does catch you off guard if you haven't played it before. And it's also actually really good because it's initiative 1, which means it actually works out as a really good blocker, which if blocks can help stop deny tokens for Stebby's list, because if they don't have tokens to share, then that's how you kind of counter it. So we have a slight variation of the token passing shenanigans. We start with the key piece of Garvin, who whenever he spends a focus, he can pass it on to someone else. We have the big gun in this list is Wolfaro. So we did just see, if I'll try to bring it up and highlight it on the screen there, but he dropped a concussion bomb on Wolfie, which basically means he became strained and he actually lost a hull. I should stop that there, that he took the damage. This now means he's now damaged because those concussion bombs go under the shields, and he now has an extra dice. We've got Hera, who's with the pockets in this list. Basically, so she can pass on the focus or evade or target lock or any of the tokens in the dice modification step. They have not actually updated the errata on the card here, but basically it's now limited to the dice modification step. She's a rocking pockets, which are always fun. 5 dice is good if you know how to roll them. And lastly, we have Dutch with a lot of toys. So we've got dorsal turret, we've got delayed fuses for the concussion bombs, we have the iron torpedoes. Now, normally Dutch will drop a bomb and she have to continue dropping bombs, but he has, as his first action, taken a reload. So now that they are full, he does not need to drop it next turn. And just in case we missed it, there was Jin Urso. So Jin Urso is a really key piece to this list, because basically it means when Hera has a focus, she can toss it to any ship in Stebby's list and change it to an evade as needed. And it's also extra filthy because, as we're talking about, basically in the opening turn, Wolfie can go in there, take a reinforce action, get a target lock from Dutch, get a focus from Hera, and basically have a double modded 5 dice range 1 shot while having the reinforce, and then if need be, get an evade or focus from Garvin as he needs it. So just imagining that, for example, that is actually really, really nasty, because normally those Wookiee ships do not have target lock, and if they want to reinforce, they need to be coordinated or some such. So just really nice little bit of a synergy in this list here. And also the Iron Torps adds a bit of control. I'm really looking forward to this. So, Suresh, who do you think? Who do you think's got this?
I have to say that it's really, really hard to look past Stebby's token sharing and synergies here. I really do. In fact, this just in, I think Actor just called and he called this list filthy.
Yeah, well, this should be up right there with Khan's kind of filth. I mean, anything. I think that the token sharing lists are really, really strong. Now, Hera has enabled a lot of these, and I think my hot take from the next points update is that Jin Urso is going up, because 2 points, like 2 points in the before Hera, yep, no problem, it's good, it works, but not nearly as good. But now that you've got Hera in these lists, Jin Urso I think needs to go up. I think it's mind-boggling how much, because you can basically use that focus token multiple times. I mean, I know we've had a Isegi in lists where the token has been passing around, but now that it's Hera's on there, very filthy.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard for Tycho to push through some damage unless Stebby's dice go completely cold, but we'll see how we do. As you mentioned before, there's some options here to stop some of this token passing if Tycho can set it up right, and that might be the key to him getting the damage through and pulling out the win here. I like the way that Stebby's actually setting up, though. He's blocking up his ships, as in he's not blocking them, he's putting them in a nice formation there. I expect to see Hera turn into the middle there. So a nice tight formation for Stebby. That said, we got Kylo Ren coming around the outside through the middle of the rocks. Might be able to start getting in there, cause some havoc. Comment there on the chat just about extreme maneuvers, which is normally a very popular card on Kylo. Tycho's not running that this morning. He's got the advanced optics instead. So we'll see how fast Kylo can get around and into the fight.
Awesome. I tried to crank up the volume a little bit. Just let me know how the volume comes through. I moved the mic over to, and I've turned off the fan, which I tried not to pick up. So hopefully that'll come through a little bit clearer. I agree. I think both lists actually have the potential to take the win on this. Something that you said about doing damage, though. Now, the token sharing kind of aspect to the list is really good, but it only as long as you can do more damage than the number of green dice they roll. Now, he's got 2 1 agility ships on his list, Dutch and Wolfaro. So this means that yes, even though he's got the token stacking, he can still put through damage. The reinforce only work like the reinforce plus the evade means he can drop a 3 dice attack down to 1, but he can still get that damage through. It's not. It's going to be a question of can he survive taking the damage in return for the damage he's putting out. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it certainly does make sense. And with 2 ace ships on the board there for Taco, he might just need to get Thanison in, do some dirty work, soak up some of the firepower so that the aces can carry the day once he's actually done enough damage to pull this rebel combo apart.
Oh, for sure. And what better than a 12 hit point ship that has 4 dice gun out the front?
Yeah, exactly. So I think Danison's going to be the key in the early game, just to do some dirty work here. Just get in there, get the 4 dice or 5 dice at range 1 going, maybe even get a block in, and a Selbrit, yes, the tractor ability too, and see if you can just do enough damage, get either Garvin or Hera off the board, and if you can do that, and maybe one of these other ships is clinging on to dear life as well, but if you can trade 2 for 2, you might even think that Kylo can carry the day.
For sure. So just is that still an issue with the microphone here? You guys can't hear me? Let me see if I'm turning that up. No? Yes? No? Sorry, I've got it cracked right up there on the microphone. I can see the numbers not coming up as much, but we had a little problems with my mic earlier. So is that it? Just if the audience, they can let me know that they can hear me okay now or not. I'll also try and turn you down, see if there's a bit of a better balance between the two. We can hear you, but Suresh is louder. Okay, coming through fine for me. I guess slightly quiet. Okay, so all I'll just do is I'll turn down Suresh just slightly and see how we go with that. Let's try and get the balance just right. I can see the bars are not as good. Yep, okay, cool. All right.
Yep. Focus lock for 3. Let's see if Kylo can push some damage through early on.
This is a range 3 to Dutch, who blanks out. Now we do have the master focus. Here we go. So we're just taking
1.
One shield. There we go. Nothing too major.
I think it might just be 1 or 2 shots this round. Let's see if Dutch has a shot back. Yes, he does. He's got his pick, although he doesn't have a lock. So it might just be a primary attack here. I just wondering whether Taco's just pushed Hollow and Kylo too close together, giving Stebby an option for catching them both, or either one, whoever comes in front of his guns in the next couple of rounds.
Yeah, so on that note, I actually don't think it's too bad. I mean, I know that there's a little bit of risk involved in this round of shooting because it's out of range 3, but he did not give them the locks. So at best, as you can see, it's just 2 dice on 4. Yes, you don't have mods, and often if it was me, I'm sure I'd lose 2 shields and be punished for it. But we won't go into that. We'll not get you doing sit-ups just yet, or push-ups. But I actually like this because now this, look where the Upsilon is, the not Tavison. I keep saying Tavison, so I'm going to just refer to him as not Tavison. He's far back, so he's not really going to get into the fight. Next turn he's going to have probably a slight cover from the gas cloud if he goes slow, but he's going to look at giving those aces probably another turn to get in position, so that the key engagement is going to happen next turn. He could also just go really fast and do a 3 bank behind the gas cloud, but he's far enough back that he has the option to go either fast or slow and bait that rebel list to go, hey, I'm over here, come at me, and take the pressure off from the aces. So it's... Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. The 2 things here. One is that Thanison so far back means he might not get into the fight. And Thanison, I think we've identified, is Taco's early game piece, just to do all that dirty work. And so but he's put Kylo here and Hollow roughly in the same place in the middle of the board,
Yep.
and that means that the escape channel is in the same place. So if he needs to bug out with one of them, he's actually just following the other ace. And what Stebby can do is actually just bank in Garvin nicely, turn in Wolfwaro, turn in Dutch, turn in Hera. He's got a lot of guns on these two aces. Thatson isn't Taco's win condition. One of these aces is probably Kylo, and
Correct.
if he takes that early damage, he's going to struggle in any kind of trade.
Though, if those rebel lists aren't going gunning for the aces, they can also double reposition out of the arcs, and then go, "Hey, I've got a 4 dice gun. Don't forget about me." He actually can hit just as hard as those aces because of that big gun he's got.
Yes, no, you're right. It's just how far can he get into the fight? He's got Hollow actually blocking him up.
Correct. Yeah, no, just going slow. I like this. And he's also got that gas cloud cover. That's the key thing here, so that he wasn't planning to engage this turn. He was, or at least just take pot shots.
And here's an auto thrusting Kylo off the coordinate action.
Yep. Very nice. And I think we'll see like a nice fast... Excuse me. We'll probably see a nice fast move there. Now, someone said there's not extreme maneuvers, Kylo. Yes, it wasn't. But advanced optics, Kylo, I actually quite like because you don't need locks. An average 3 dice roll with advanced optics and force means you can pretty much push... Your advanced optics is like having a force... your advanced optics is basically changing a blank to a hit, which is kind of like Darth Vader's kind of force ability. Effectively, you can guarantee 3 hits on your 3 attack dice pretty much all the time, as long as you're not having to need to spend the force on defense, of course.
Now, speaking of locks,
and Hollow can pass and evade too. Yeah, so Hollow's kind of also more likely a support ship for Kylo. So that's actually kind of why we saw Hollow fly together with Kylo.
yeah, we'll see how this goes. Just a nice slow move here from Wolfwire. He's the big hitter in Stebby's list. Now he's got that damage card snuck in under the concussion bombs. There's the big straight 5 from Kylo. Can you get around and avoid Wolfie because he's got a 4 dice gun now?
Yes, and it's a 180-degree firing arc. That's what these aces sometimes forget. It's like, oh yeah, I'm out of the front. Oh wait, there's a side arc you got to kind of worry about. And he now has already barrel rolled. So he can...
boost? Oh no, the boost. Don't like the boost.
Yeah. So he will have a turret shot coming in, but turret's only up to range 2. So I think it's actually going to be okay being out at range 3 there from what I can see. I'm just going to go top down. Garvin looks like he's actually out. Actually, I think he's okay where he is. I think he'll only take a 2 dice attack from Dutch through the debris field. So I think he's actually relatively safe. He might actually set up a lock.
There's the boost.
Oh, I think he's boosted into range 3 of Wolfie now.
Yeah.
So okay. We saw use of Proud Tradition there. That was a sloop, I think. Yes, he did a sloop and he took a focus.
Yep. Oh, and a bank. I was expecting the turn in from Hera because I think he correctly picked the fast move from Kylo. So I was expecting a turn from Hera. That's okay. He'll get his formation nice and tight here, and he's still got turn options next turn, and just slip in a focus token there and get your
now, I just saw
engine working for you.
Okay, he's taking a focus. Like I'm actually tempted to do a barrel roll there with Hera because I'm worried about getting a next turn for Wolfie. Now, there's one thing that we did miss. I don't know if it's just because different playstyles or not, but most people like to take a lock on Hollow early, get all the ships taking a lock, and that way when it comes to passing the tokens, because doesn't Hollow need to pass a token?
Hollow does need to pass a token.
And he passes
that
stress.
should go to
Actually,
Thanos. Oh, no, pass the stress, sorry.
Yeah, pass the stress. Yep. I'm just about to correct him and go, no, I noticed that they pass the stress. So everyone taking a lock on Hollow means that they can pass the lock back to themselves and kind of like get like a little bit of a loophole in their ability.
couple more shots into Dutch here.
Here we go. 3-on-1, range 2. Oh, I think with the shots coming in, you don't
does
spend
not
focus.
spend.
Yeah, no, correctly, I think. You got 3 shots coming in.
And here, we'll decide whether he wants to
I think
pass some tokens around.
I think you do because there's a crit there. So you spend the focus from Hera, turn that into an evade using Jin Urso, and just take the 1 shield, which looks like what's been done there. If it was regular hit, I would be I probably wouldn't actually spend I still probably do the same because you want to conserve. You only got a 2 dice gun. You haven't got a lock.
Oh, he's got Kylo at range 3.
Yes, just that. I think that boost was bad because it may have actually brought him into range of Wolfie. I think you're gonna have a 4 dice shot as well at Kylo. I think go on Kylo. I don't know who's. I didn't know who.
He's already
target.
pinged Hollow there.
He did ping Hollow. Okay. Safe.
That's the 2 evades.
Yeah, I would have really liked to. I think. So that was Garvin, who spent the focus to.
Yes, it was.
So yeah, no, not from Dutch, but I think. Here we go. 2 dice. This is where they got the gas cloud cover. Very nice. Pot shot there. It's going to be 2-on-3.
No, he's taking Hollow there. He's just pinged Hollow as well.
Yep, but it's two reds on 3. Sorry, two reds on 3 greens.
Yeah. Yeah, Dennison would have been 2-on-3 as well with the obstruction.
That's why. Yep. Okay. Yep. Yeah. No, you're correct. Yep.
There's a focus token.
He's got the focus.
Got to spend.
All right. Here's a big one. There we go. See, that boost actually brought him into range of that shot.
It'll be 4 plays 4 though, and with a focus token, just the focus token, no evade.
Didn't he have a lock?
That's a bit rough.
He's got a lock. There you go.
Oh, he's throwing it in.
There you go. Whoa, there you go. And Kylo's going to have some blanks because it's... Oh, no, he just takes 1.
And Kylo rolls 3 evades.
Just the one. That's all right. Now he's going to be...
To be fair, any paint here.
He's actually, by the looks of it, I see the search button happening. I think he's triggering, I'll show you the dark side.
Oh, this is good.
So people don't
What do you
know.
reckon, Blinded Pilot?
I would actually say yes, blinded pilot probably the way to go. Or panicked perhaps.
Oh, he's gone for Panicked.
Panic, I think blinded better because Wolfie can be stressed and still get a target lock and focus.
Yeah, he doesn't actually care about his own action bar. It's just what everyone else can do.
Yeah, correct.
Sanderson, you got to do some work here. It's 4 plays 3 because you're shooting through the gas cloud.
So can
no
you
tokens left to pass.
Just one.
And just the 1 hit.
Just the one, which is probably going to be dodged on those 3 greens with the gas cloud. Look at that, all the evades. Gas cloud. There we go. That's a dodgy wiring right there. So the quick question is: yes, you can repair blinded pilot, and yes, you can. When it will, but the thing is, you have it triggered on the crit, which will probably happen at initiative 5 because it's Kylo or Hollow shooting you. Then that turn you triggers to get the blinded. And so basically, that turn that has been applied, you can't modify your dice, which means no target lock, no focus, and if it's at range 1, you're going to be very sad. Panicked will give you 2 stress again, same thing, but it will take effect over the next 2 turns. But if Taco goes for Dutch and Hera first, or even Garvin somewhat, and takes out the support, then that's better. But if those ships still exist, they can quite very much easily set up target locks and focuses for Wolfie, even while Panicked is in effect. All right. How do you think? Also, quick question: how do you like the turn 0? Who do you think won out on that?
It's hard to say in a vacuum because we've already progressed well past turn 0.
Yeah.
I actually like the way Taco has approached this, and Stebby's really hard choice now is do you sell yourself out to try and nail Kylo Ren? Don't know the answer.
Oh, yeah. I think this is. So, Dutch has Iron Torps. The thing is, where Hollow is too, is kind of looks like he's going for Joust. I don't know if he's going to stay there or he's going to do the coordinate from Thanison to Hollow this turn, and maybe do a barrel roll and then do a hard turn out of there to get out of the Joust, to just leave that the shuttle to take the blows. Did he already make that decision when he was going for the full die shot on Carlo? He actually did take the full die shot on Carlo. Oh, bomb.
And here's a concussion bomb. Kind of like this. It'll give Kylo something to think about turning in. Here's Dennison jamming up the works, and I really, really like this from Taco. He's in a really good position now with no rocks on the board. Just back to the turn 0 piece, or even turn -1, let's call it. No rocks means that this big base ship, you'll take a stress token, a strain token, whatever, don't care. You're going to get in there, your 4-dice gun is going to be operating it as long as you can point it at anything. So I do like the way that Taco's gone about it. He's just done the straight one. You need a lock. You've got Kylo in range. That's another one for Wolfie, if that's what you choose there.
Now, I'm just... R3 would actually mean really good, because he could take a lock to support one of the other ships and then take a lock that he wants to use, but we don't have R3 on Dutch. You just give a slight tweak, because I think he almost wants to take one on Hollow as well, just in case he can catch with an Iron Torps. I don't actually think Hollow's going to be there. Or he could take one on Thanison, because you also want to choose through that 12 hit point big beef ship. Okay.
There it is. Chuck it on yourself. Chuck it on Thanison. Probably looking to give Wolfie the big 4-die there.
Yep. I'll put it on Hera.
No. That's just as good, really.
Yeah, now that you'll have to remove the one that's on Kylo. Excuse me, because he does not have R3.
Yeah.
If you could jump in there and just take the lock out of from Kylo.
Yes, I can.
Thank you. Yeah, so we actually saw a stop there from Wolfie, proving that yes, he doesn't actually need to take actions.
Now Panicked will cut out the stop shenanigans, but bear in mind, Wolfie's stopped right next to a concussion bomb.
Oh, he's got delayed fuse, just in case you missed it.
Yeah, he's got to think about next round though.
That's too much. It's Saturday morning. We've got iced tea. That's too much forward thinking here. Well, actually, for him, it's actually not. It's just playing just after midnight. Big shout out to them in Iceland. I am cheering for the Iceland, by the way. There's Hollow not getting out of there. I mean, Hollow getting out of there. Not going to be there, as I said, for the shot. It's actually really nice to get that gas cloud cover there.
Yeah, that said, Stebby is going I think the nuclear option on Thanison here.
Actually, he's doing the strain to take a lock. He's like, hey, you know what? Hollow goes, I see you, Hera. I see your rebel list. I see you can share your tokens. Guess what? I've been doing it before you came along, Hera. I can share my own tokens. Only I do it with my bad ones.
Yeah, and here we go. Speaking of Hera, last one to move. Yeah, just the turn away.
Probably just going to take a focus here.
Yep.
It's it. No, just quickly. Can you see a bomb? Okay, there is a bomb. There, it's not coming up on my. Oh, there it is. It is. It's just as the delayed fuse is on. You can see the delayed fuse, but you can't see the bomb. Yep, very black bomb. It's that bomb has a stealth paint on it. Take the 4 dice, range 2 on Hera.
Yeah, I probably would.
Yeah. Though actually,
So tempting.
I'll tell you what. Actually, though, getting rid of Dutch turns off the locks support for Wolfie. So.
Nah, the
Yeah.
Hera powers
Bullshit.
this engine here, so
Yeah.
I'd take Hera.
You take care of it. I'd say with
Ooh, there's a
shoot Carlo first, which we're going to see, and then depending on how much damage is done to Wolfie, will dictate whether or not I try to finish off Wolfie with a 4 dice gun, or not. So here we go. We're going to have a.
Well,
nice
Wolfie's at
round.
arc.
That's violent. Kylo's angry. We all know Kylo gets angry.
And here comes the panicked.
Now, do you just take it because you don't want to spend? You want to save that focus, or do you spend Hera's one now and hope that Garvin rolls a focus?
Yeah, I honestly just suck it up.
So, firstly, the 2 shields are going to go off with a hit, and then it's going to take a damage and then trigger the panicked. So, no, he's spending focus to keep him alive. Yep. And so we're just going to have 2 shields and then panics. Yep. Cool. They got it. Panic. Wolfie's also sad because I thought I was going to do a bank this turn, or maybe even during the turn. But I was worried with Hera, where Hera was. I was expecting, that's why I said I expected the barrel roll with Hera the turn before, so that Wolfie could have done a 2-turn and brought the arc around.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. This is pretty good flying by Tarko. He might even just suck up the concussion bomb.
So Garvin's likely to roll the focus result here, which then can be passed to Hera, who can then pass it back to Area. He did not do the usual Garvin curse and just not roll focus results. So this is good. Get the focus onto Hera. And it was strained. Okay, I was waiting for the dice roll, but he was strained, so no green dice. He's just going to take 4. And Dutch with the range 1, 2 hits. Oh, he spent the focus. Another 3.
Yep. See how fast he can burn down Thanison here.
Oh, and bullseye. Okay, range 3 in bullseye, but not obstructed by the looks of it. Yeah, I think you do the 4 dice.
Yeah.
Now, here's something to know. He does not have the focus anymore from Hera because he spent that with Dutch. I actually think he should have spent Dutch's target lock and to keep that focus for Wolfie.
Can spend Hera's lock though, right?
Yeah, you are correct. You are correct. Yeah, Hera also has a lock too. So yeah, that's okay. So he's still got mods there for the 4 dice. 4 on 2. If we see some juicy crits,
Juicy, not anything.
sorry about that.
There's one.
He got a crit at least, but yeah, no focus. He gets to 1 evade. So it's going to be a hit crit going through. Could it be juicy? I think that's fuel leak. I can't quite read that.
It's a little bit spicy. It's a hull breach.
Oh, well, it is spicy.
Now here comes the shots back. You gotta like a tokenless hero right now. Gotta like that as a target.
Honestly, I think he should take Dutch. The range 1 Dutch. I know. I feel like it's a wasted shot. You haven't got much mods. You do have a focus. Actually, you do have a focus. But I think you either shoot Garvin or Dutch at that moment. You just the range 1. I get Hera's spicy, three green dice, but are you likely to kill her? And then you won't get any. You need to get.
I mean,
damage.
unlikely.
You need to get 2 damage in to get a half points just to make it anything meaningful. I think if you take out the support Dutch, there we go. You're going on Dutch. I think that's better.
Oh man.
Yeah, or Garvin. I don't mind Garvin as well, but I think Dutch because he got shields down on him already and he's supporting. Oh,
Whoops. Oh, never mind.
Just 1.
And just to.
Oh man.
Yep, with the natural evade. Now, just correct me if I'm wrong. That fuse token should be there. It goes.
Yeah, it's removed now. Yeah. Oh man, that feels like my pockets last night. I tell you what, when you get to roll 5 dice and you see 3 blanks, you feel bad.
Don't make me do push-ups, Nobby. I had a vaccination yesterday.
Oh, how you feeling? You feeling all right?
A bit sore, but
Yeah. Is this the
I
first
don't
one?
know if I don't know if I can take all this hashtag X-Wing fitness. So yeah, it's the first one.
Oh well, I won't talk about the 2 pockets I had. Then I'll just leave it at that. They basically were the same as that range 1 banger. Hey Brazil, welcome. We got really.
Good morning, evening,
I think it might be evening over there. So we've got some international
evening.
X-Wing
Let's go with that.
Yeah, we've got some international X-Wing. So we are streaming over here from the land down under, the upside down land, Australia. Suresh is in New South Wales. I am in Queensland, and we are hosting. We had a little chat with Ollie before this game, and we now have a Iceland versus Singapore match on. God, this is just great. Internet is amazing. Technology is wonderful. We have a game that we all love all around the world, and we're playing internationally. It's great, and we've got people from Brazil joining us. It's just wonderful. Streaming from the future, yes, we are. It's Saturday. Saturday is looking really, really good day today. And from the Seattle area too. Northwest Radar, love it. All those people who joined in from Nickel City X-Ring too. Greg, I hope you didn't get Spectrum. I hope they resolved your internet issues. We have Telstra. I hate Telstra. Locally, we have our telecommunications giant over here in Australia. Used to be the national, iconic telecommunications, but dealing with them is just downright terrible. You spend hours on the phone and get nowhere. You get passed around to different departments, explaining the problem again and again, and in the end of it, you spend 4 hours on the phone, and guess what? It's still unresolved. Anyway, shouldn't badmouth Telstra, but yeah, Spectrum is like that for Greg over there in Nickel City X-Wing. You do follow if you are not already. Great X-Wing over there. It looks like dials are set for FO. No, he's changing one.
And Hera still to go. And speaking of Great X-Wing, this is going to be a really interesting turn with Hollow, I think, going to come around the gas cloud, get into the fight, see if he can actually finish off Wolfie before he gets another shot.
Oh, for sure.
Kylo Ren wondering how he can avoid that concussion bomb. Don't forget, there'll be another one on the table in the system phase. Thanisson's finally got into position, but somehow his guns are failing him, and Hera's kind of pointing the wrong way. So I think this is still in the balance. Both players have the option to put some of their key pieces in really, really commanding positions. We'll just see if they can actually pull them off and then get the shots off to reward them with that.
Yeah, so, well, a couple of things there. So, Wolfie's stressed, so no stop this turn. He's definitely moving forward. Whether he does a 1 straight or not, there's no point. He's stressed anyway, so I could also see him doing like a 3 bank to the left, trying to catch Hollow off guard. I think Hollow's going to do a turn in behind the gas cloud, try to nuke, as you said, try to nuke Wolfie out. And I think if you do a hard 1 there, you've got the most options. Kylo, probably, I feel like a 2 bank. Maybe, and I think he can even just say, hey, you know what, I'm going to take a bomb, that's fine, but I'm going to nuke Wolfie off the board. Because he has two guns, if he can get them both in range 1, can basically melt Wolfie this next turn. Here comes a bomb drop. I think...
Oh, choosing violence, no delayed fuse.
This is the way. I think he's just going to... Oh, no, okay. I was going to say, I think he's just going to do 1 straight here, but no, he does a 3 bank. He gets me. Does not hit the debris field.
I think he just had to stand and deliver there, actually.
I think he's also thinking that Stebby's going to be thinking he's going to do 1 straight. He's going to probably like 4K with Garvin or something like that, and maybe 3 bank, and then suddenly if he's not there to be where he expects the blocks, then this could be good.
Yeah, but 4K is fine.
I tell you what would be tempting right now. One of the favourite. There it is. He did it. Jamming. He jammed Hera. This is what I wanted to see. He jammed Hera. This, and look, there's a 4K. So he was probably thinking that Tavison was going to bump. No, sorry, not Tavison. Thanison. Not Tavison.
I still like this. I think this is fine here from Stebby. Are you going to block the 1 turn? Are you going for it?
No, I think he's going to say, look, if you're going to stay there to shoot Wolfie, I'm going to shoot you. He's not going to block the hard 1 with that move. He does take a strain for
but Hollow's got a boost or a barrel roll or anything. He'll get around this. Garvin, actually, no, he's going to block him up. Yeah. I do like this here.
There was that 3 bank because he's stressed. He doesn't have many. What did we see? We saw 2. Was that a 2?
I chose the 3.
Chose a 3. Oh, and this is actually still deadly.
Too much.
He can't. He does not have a shot now on Wolfie.
Well, he can maybe boost around. No, that'll get you parallel. It might get you too far forwards. It'll possibly get you out of. No, yeah. You're in no man's land.
He won't get the shot.
He's got a 180 arc.
He'll have to hope that the Kylo can kill, basically.
Yeah.
I really thought I really had him down for like a hard 1, maybe a hard 2. But this basically, now this is where any normal ship with a normal firing arc would be like, hey, I've dodged both of them. But Wolfie's is 180 degrees. Now he's gone. I think you focus.
Got to boost around.
I think you got to boost.
Have to.
On the hope that you can save Hollow from the shot. So guess what? Daredevil will be really good right now. Not Daredevil. Extreme maneuvers.
It would be, although the boost should get you around.
I think boost will be able to get around, yeah, and hopefully bring you into range 1.
Yeah, you need that 4th die, and the option to just get Wolfie off the board, because Hollow ain't going to do it for you.
Yeah.
And I'm just wary now that Thanison is out of the fight here for Taco, which means that these aces really, really need to start earning their money.
For sure.
Otherwise, he'll run out of steam quickly.
He's going for the boost. I was thinking about it. No, he's going for the barrel roll.
No. No.
Okay.
No, Taco.
Yeah, boost looks good to me. I would have taken the boost. Like there's a chance that you would have avoided the concussion.
Now
No, I think he's going to need both
You
of
get
them.
2 concussions.
Oh.
You'll get your shot. What? Like, he will get his shot.
Oh, what's he doing? What's he doing?
What are you doing? There we go. Now, he will get his shot there with a barrel roll to the right. You just had it there just before he undid it. If you barrel roll backwards, but you're going to eat 2 concussion bombs.
Yeah, I think he should have boosted that turn. I think he's worried that it might have not given him the range. I think 2 possibilities is he thought it was only going to be range 2, and this way he's giving up the points, and there's a chance that he can kill him to guarantee the range 1. I think that's what the logic is, because a boost might have just only had the range 2 shot. It could be that as well. I think
Interesting.
I think it's more the range, because this gives him a chance to kill Wolfie, and then if he doesn't kill Wolfie, then Hollow's going to cop a 5 dice in the face.
You can just want to get Hero away from these bombs.
2 damage half. Yeah, I know. It is worrying. He's taking those 2 half. Oh, wouldn't that second concussion also hit Wolfie?
Yes.
So that actually means
Yeah, it's close.
he could have actually taken the shot from range 2 and to get the damage. He didn't need 4. He only actually needed 3. Just saying.
We'll see how we go. So here's... Oh, that is super tight.
Yeah. So there's a damage on Garvin under the shield, taking a strain. There's a damage on Wolfie, down to 3, and a damage on Kylo.
He's thinking about the strain. Yep, no, he's going to shuffle up and deal.
Oh, he wants to keep Wolfie away. Here we go. What is it? One of them's panicked, don't forget.
Yep, and there it is.
Was that the panic again?
It was panicked.
Hey, more panic. More stress. I think that's actually, believe it or not, I think that's a correct call. Because if he takes a strain, then he's basically guaranteeing that Kylo needs 3.
Now, if he's not careful, he'll eat the other bomb as well. No, that's fine. Just Kylo. Just you, Kylo.
So Kylo up for half gives so Stebby is actually in the lead at the moment with 71 points, but that's going to change very quickly when Wolfie gets off the board. It's
So you only made it to range 2.
range 2. It's man, look how close that is. That's just range 2. Oh no. Oh, he's going to have 3 hits anyway.
Now he needs all 3. There we go. Now he needs a natural of 8 here to stay on the board, and he's got it.
He's got it. Go Team Iceland. I didn't have a doubt. Here we go. Taco's not going to be happy with that. You gave up half points on Kylo to try and kill him, and he manages to live.
Yes. Nothing from Garvin.
Yeah.
And pure massacre here from Wolfie. Coming up, 5 dice.
5 dice no mods versus 3 dice no mods. So we could see, pure violence. We did see the last 5 dice just Wolf. But this one, here we go.
Only crit.
It's 2 crits. And
1.
Oh man, this kind of feels like anticlimax here.
Yeah, a little. And meanwhile, don't forget Dutch.
I think he actually should have shot Dutch first. He could have actually taken the 2 shots onto... No, he could only take... No, never mind.
No, he's only got the 1 target there, and that's Stanison.
No, I thought Garvin was his could have been his target, but then that's the same that's the same team.
5 dice attacks, little underwhelming. Yeah, that's variance for you.
Yeah, we actually seen 2 now 5 dice attacks only do 1 damage.
Don't say it, Nobby. Don't say it. I can't do those push-ups. I'll have to bank them for later.
I'm just pointing out a fact. I'm not yeah, okay. Sad Dutch.
And nothing.
Disrespectful of aid there as well. Oh, I
Oops.
think he had a lock. I think he spent the lock that he didn't spend last turn.
Ah.
So you should re-roll the dice now, or maybe they didn't, and just taking them 1. Is that it? Let me bring
There's no token there.
4. No,
He
okay.
shifted that lock previously to Kylo.
I think he just kept the dice roll that he rolled beforehand. Normally I would have just re-rolled it. Okay, make a decision, and then after you finish, then roll the dice. So even though you got the evade there, Stebby might have just said, "Oh no, it's fine. You got the evade. That's fine." Oh, it's hull breach. You are correct.
Yes, it is. Let's flip that.
Yep, just flip that. If you can go in and ping it. I've just typed in the chat. I think they've got it.
Here it comes.
No, it's fuel leak. It's not hull breach. It's fuel leak.
Oh, it's fuel leak. Well, it should take the.
Yeah, it's fuel leak.
Oh, it is a fuel leak. My bad.
Yeah, it's fuel leak. I did actually say that. It looked like a fuel leak, so I saw it really small.
Yeah, no, that is my fault.
Yeah, man. Yeah, sorry guys. It was a fuel leak, not a hull breach. Okay.
Now, I can't work out whose positioning I like. I feel like Fannison's pushed himself too fast and he's out of the fight. Meanwhile, if Kylo doesn't nail Wolfie this turn, then something's seriously wrong.
Well, here's the
Hollow's still got options here against Hera too.
Yeah, I was going to say, here's something tricky. Now, you can't stop with Wolfie, right? Why not, however, move Garvin up and self-bump Wolfie? Park him there. You're not taking actions anyway. The bump's not going to hurt you. And if you keep him far enough back, it might catch Kylo off guard and cause Kylo to bump.
Yep, that's an option. Garvin's liable to get nailed, but I do like it. And then...
Or there's another option. Actually, no, you mentioned that the Garvin, yeah. The other thing is I just realised too is that Hollow's probably going to do the sloop again. Because he's got Proud Tradition.
I actually pegged Hollow for chasing Hera.
You pegged Hollow for chasing Hera. I think you still got to get the guns off the board. I think shooting that 3 agility support ship is kind of a waste.
Yeah, if I'm Taco though, I'm banking on Kylo to finish the job.
Well, that's for Wolfie, but what about Garvin
Wolfie
as well? What about Garvin?
Garvin can't get around fast enough, is my sense. That's what I think. So you ride your luck there, nail Wolfie. Here's Dutch. Now, Dutch will get not a great shot against Kylo because Kylo push up behind the gas cloud. So I
think take the lock on.
I think a sneaky lock on Hollow would be hilarious.
Because you've also got torps. You do have torps.
Exactly. There we go.
And here's the thing: if Garvin decides to do a 4K, he's passing.
Yep.
Is he passing the lock to Hera? Is that what we saw?
See if Hera can get the second one with Dutch's pilot ability. Yeah, so that should say That lock on Hollow should not say Hollow. That should say something else.
Also, he did a Talon roll.
Oh, he missed the Talon
He
roll.
missed a Talon roll. Yeah, that's why I thought the 4K would have been better for him. 4K would have been safe.
Yes.
4K would have been safe and guarantee that if Kylo comes in to shoot Wolfie, which he should, that Garvin goes, "Hey, I gotcha."
And thanks for a reminder on the jam there.
Jammed the jams. Oh, he jammed again. That was the action. Okay, so yeah, he re-jammed and then got the lock. Yep, that makes sense. That makes actually a really good smart play. So Stubby there, you noticing that he's got the jam on there, and now Hera can come in and support with a focus.
Well, that's interesting. I think he actually activated the wrong ship there. They're both initiative 5, so would have had the option, and he just chose the wrong one.
What's the option?
Going to retain a strain token, get a focus.
So
yeah, there's Hollow coming in.
Yeah, he's got to worry about Dutch. Dutch has a lock on him.
Yep. So Dutch is the worrisome piece here for Hollow. I don't know if the roll will get you out of range 3. Even if it does, you got to worry about the next round.
Yeah, I don't see the Tiger Lock token. Did he misplace it for Dutch?
I think he might have.
Yeah, there we go.
It actually said Hollow. He might have dropped it on the wrong one.
Yeah.
And then they might have cleared it by accident.
No, they fixed it up there. Yeah. Because so he's got an Iron Torp. Dutch has an Iron Torp, which those aces do not like.
Yeah, if that Torp hits Hollow, then I think Hollow might be going away pretty quick, especially with Garvin able to come around behind him and Hera from the front, although if Thanison has his say...
I just had a thought. So, Hollow is not scared of that Iron Torp. Do you know why?
Because I'll pass the token?
He can go, hey, you got a Torp on me. Guess what? No. Hey, here, Thanison, take the hold this lock for me, will you? Yo, here, hold this lock for me.
Yes, of course. Interesting.
It just occurred to me. I was like, yeah, the other token spot, the other tokens swapping feature.
Oh. It's going to burst straight.
So he
took looking for a block? Are you looking to jam?
So yeah, he took a deplete to boost, and I think he was trying to get the block on Hera, but Hera's just a little bit too far out. She can't share that token with anyone. I might have actually thought about just doing a barrel roll and boosting to avoid the Alex, because you can't actually support those ships. You're too far away.
Yeah, maybe it's range 1 to 2?
Yes, 1 to 2.
So maybe boosting won't help you.
Boosting, I think, is too far. Won't help. Yeah, so that's why I thought taking a reposition here to avoid, like, you can boost straight, but then you're going to be stressed. I think instead of taking the focus, you just dodge the arcs. I mean, you might actually have a shot on Kylo, actually.
Yeah, you'll get a shot.
No. You know what he should have done? Oh, no, it wouldn't, because it doesn't activate munitions.
I don't think that fits.
Take a lock.
Fit. Oh, it fits. It fits. My bad.
We're bad at this game. Shirash, we're terrible at this game. I don't know why we play.
I'm awful at this game.
I did, for full credit, I didn't think it gonna fit either. Yeah, he's pinging it. He's amazed that it fits as well. Look at that. Look at that. It's a game of millimeters, but it's not even millimeters. It's
there we
pixels.
Go. Hollow says, not worried.
Yep. That's why he boosted. Oh no! And guess what? Kylo is strained.
Oh, it's a proton rocket.
It's a proton rocket. Can we see a actual?
It's disappointing 5 dice attacks.
Can we see a good 5 dice attack? Hey, this is good. This is 3 hits and a crit.
Yeah, you got to respect that now, Kylo Ren.
If Kylo gets a blank here, he dies.
This could be the game-defining moment. Oh, it's a blank.
He's gone. He's gone. He doesn't even get to shoot Wolfie. He's just got no. I'm dead.
That is serious disrespect there from Hera.
He's gone, and it's initiative kill too. Oh,
Yes, it
man.
is.
I did not think of the pocket.
That's massive.
I was like, oh, he might get a pot shot at Kylo, you know, and just wants to dodge the arcs here. But look, the bank boost fit, and that just was like, hey, dead Kylo. So apparently, keeping your ships alive is good if you can initiative kill them with your support ship.
I thought I just had to roll better. What's going on here?
Yeah, that also helps too. Yeah, we all bet on the 5 dice attacks. Very very nice move, Stevie. I like it. A-wing blowing up Kylo.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Makes me happy. It looks 25, sounds 67. Oh, I feel.
And Selbert thinks that's GG.
Yeah, that at this point, yes, because Hollow is now left in a bad position. Danison's not going to get shot. Next turn, he can be initiative killed. Hollow might get another ship, like he can basically lose Wolfie now. I think that's pretty close to game at that point. I sound 67. Yeah, well, I'm somewhere in between that. I feel. I look 25 though, man. No, that's flattery, all right. I feel somewhat double the 25, not quite 67.
Let's see if the pot shots work. Well, let's hit.
Oh!
No. It's pouring.
When a ranger pours, it does. It's probably because I went to my iced tea. That's why my throat's a little crackly. I've just had my coffee this morning. Taco, like, we love you, but, you know, good job, Iceland, sorry. The funny thing is, Garvin actually hasn't done that much this game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, he hasn't even passed any tokens for 3 rounds.
He passed one token.
This is disgusting.
One token in the early turn. So there's that super nice move there. Very very. Just go back and show how close that was. That was literally. Whee. If I was in person table, I would probably rule that as range 0. So of Hollow, because that's just nuts.
Yeah, it's about 3 pixels, maybe 2.
And Wolfie's just going to go, you know what? I can chill out here now. Hollow could.
Yeah.
Hollow could potentially.
He's safe for a while yet.
I think he just 2 turn away and just run and go. I'm on 1 hit point and I'm just running away.
And good morning, evening to you, Obi-Wan from San Antonio.
Good to see you. Wiggle room, sorry. Yeah, wiggle room and templates, yeah. Yeah, that is very true. Did miss those wiggle room. Oh, no, he's turning in. I thought he would just run with him.
Why not?
I mean, there's no prize.
Yeah, you'll nail Thanison, and Hollow somehow got to dodge your 4 dice gun while he comes around.
That is true.
It's not far enough though, Garvin. Not far enough.
He can barrel roll, but I think he did barrel roll here. Or we get. I don't taking focus. I'm worried that it's going to be just out of arc though, just at the range 3 shot there.
Actually, I think the ion might finish the. Oh no, it's just a hit, not a crit, so it won't trigger the fuel leak.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no, that's correct. Yeah, the iron torp won't. Yeah.
now he's looking for the kill. Gonna get some cred back here. Is Hollow with we hope for Taco's sake.
Oh.
Unless Hera just barrel rolls, says
No, I think.
I don't mind the shuttle in front of me.
Yeah, he doesn't have a shot.
He's gonna nail you instead.
Because Hera could. Yeah, Hera could also finish off that shuttle. Taking the evade. Okay.
Ugh.
Yeah. No shots for Hera.
Yeah, no shot from Hera. Now Hollow.
It's a range 3 obstructed. Range 3 obstructed, and I'm more worried he's got the evade there now. I'm not taking a focus. He could have passed it to make it an evade if need be.
Whoops. Oh, two
Got the
hits
lock?
though. 2 hits. Oh, and
He's got a lock.
I threw them all into Natty's.
Oh, he's got the evade!
There it is.
Oh, he's going to get the evade there from Hera. Disrespect. Here we go. He's
Go on. Go on. Do it. Oh, man.
Wolf said, you can't touch this. You can't touch this.
That is pure filth.
Oh, it reminds me, James Bond movie, the guy, he goes, I'm invincible! After surviving everything blowing up around him. Here we go. Here's a banger back. 4 dice. Here's
Pew, pew, pew,
3.
pew.
Oh, that was on. That may have been on the shuttle actually, because it's 2 dice.
Yeah, it is the shuttle. He wants to nail the shuttle here, and then you can finish off Hollow at your leisure. Maybe.
So he spent the focus there just to take 1 damage. Oh, and Garvin's just in.
Now that strain is gone.
Now here's the thing. Oh,
There we go.
Yeah,
So-
it doesn't matter really.
Gets 2 more dice.
And he's both
Crit,
crits.
and that's going to do it.
Dutch is sad because he
Yeah,
he had his iron torp ready to go as well.
I'll eat the fuel leak. I think we're just looking for damage here.
So just a little thing. If he had barrel rolled over, Dutch could have finished off the shuttle, and Garvin could have taken the pot shot at Hollow. Oh no! Oh, he actually has.
Speaking of pot shots,
No, never mind. He does have a shot. I thought he didn't have a shot, but there's. Oh, I'm bad at this game. Spend the focus.
oh, he's got the focus. He kept it.
Yeah, he kept the focus. That's yeah, nice decision there to spend that lock and get the 3 hits. He spends the focus and says, "I'm still alive." 1 hit point and a dream. Look at that. So 168 to 28. Like he hasn't half pointed Dutch yet. Wolfie's still on the board.
Yeah, well, he got half a wolf. That's about it, really.
Yeah.
Oh no, you should have half of Hera. No, wait. No,
hasn't
no,
touched
Hera's
that.
not hurt.
Hera's not touched. And Garvin took 1 under the shield, so it's only 1 damage. And Dutch is 1 hit point away from half.
So what's your nailing wolf strategy in this round if your name is Hollow?
I don't see either path because the debris field is over there. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, if he goes over the debris field, he can still trigger pre-audition because he's stressed.
Yes.
I believe that's how... You may perform attack.
Yes, you can perform.
Stressed. So he might actually opt to go over the debris field this turn.
He's got a sloop, doesn't he? Like a 2?
Well, he does a slope. I just don't like the angle of the slope.
Yeah.
If
And then if but that doesn't help if Wolfie won forwards to victory. So
yeah.
although he won't, I don't think Hera's going to be in a position to pass a token. Not looking at where she's at. There's just a little bank.
She could pass a token if Garvin passes the focus token to Hera, then Hera can pass a focus token to Wolfie. There's a 4K.
I mean, that'll happen fast enough though.
There's a bank from Wolfie.
What have you got now, Hollow?
And he did a 2 bank.
You called it.
Yeah. Now, does he? He does not roll a crit. I was worried that if he rolls a crit, he just dies.
That's fine.
Is he taking his focus action because of Proud Tradition? Yeah, I see him looking at the card. Yep, okay.
Think you have to. Yep, pings the card. He'll get a focus token. There's a 1 turn there to the left. Nope, you've just gone over the cloud. You'll take a something, a nothing, just
Take
a
a
stress
stress.
token.
There you go. There's your gift. The stress. You get a stress token on an A-wing. Okay. So now
Here we
he needs
go.
your hits.
4 plays 1.
He needs your hits.
Live far too long, Wolfie.
He's gone.
2 it is.
There it is. He's probably gonna roll an evade just for disrespect. He does. He does.
There
do
you
it. Oh, but he got him. Wolfie's gone. He did a lot of work this game.
He did far too much. Now, here we go. Will the pot shot get anything there for Dutch? Range 2. 2 will play 3. No mods.
You got the one.
Just 1. Don't blank.
Here we go. What's the roll? What's the roll? Oh, he's still got the focus. He's got his focus. He's got his focus. It's fine.
Just,
Wolfie lives on in our hearts. Yeah. Oh, that was he spicy. He did really good work this turn.
and with just 5 minutes left in the game, really the biggest question is, will we see Hollow left on the board at the end in 5 minutes or not? And can he score any more points? Don't think the result's in any doubt here.
Yeah. Does he go for another pot shot into Dutch just to get that half on Poch? Tingle City Extras.
Hey, what odds would you offer on opening the voting now, Nobby? What odds would you offer?
Open the bets, open the bets. Oh, he's revealed a hard
Yeah, a
one.
couple of locks here. I reckon Hollow's got a big straight dialed in. We'll see. No.
I thought possibly
Hollow says
this would actually been a really good turn for Daredevil, which we normally see on those chassis.
yeah. Can you was it fine tuned you've got there? Like boost?
It's you do a barrel roll. Basically, you do a barrel or
Yeah.
you take it to plate or strain for a barrel roll or target lock, and then you can boost after that.
Yeah, sneaky one to the right and a sneaky boost to the right.
But because he's got Proud Edition, he cannot. He can't do.
Oh, he doesn't fit. There's no escape. He doesn't fit.
Can't do the barrel forward. Oh, and now guess what? No, that's a replacement effect. He can still do his focus. He actually because
Yes,
it's
but
not
he's-
like action.
Yeah, he's got the slight problem of an X-wing and a Y-wing on his tail.
Oh, actually, okay. Here's a rules question. So you can still take a. Yep, he's got a focus action. Yep. Now to deplete, just checking. Fine tune thrusters. After you flick accumulator, if you are not depleted, you may gain one token to perform a. So here's the thing: because he failed the barrel roll, does he actually take a deplete? Because he did not perform the action, he does not take the deplete. I believe that's how it works. Because it's a replacement effect.
I would have to check, to be honest. I'm not sure it'll matter this game. Meanwhile, pop. And that's all she wrote.
No, that's it. He didn't. He failed the action. Same thing as like a barrel roll with Annie. If you actually fail the barrel roll, you don't spend the full force.
Ah.
You see, because it's a replacement effect. It's not an actual. He attempted the action. He failed the action. So this is where things, if you don't, he dies anyway.
No, that's just good game. Yeah, he's taken the crit.
Wow. What a way to go. Let me pull in the players. You got the GG right too. Wow. Guys, wow. Well, we saw a Wookiee and a dream.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that wolf arrow is I tried to kill him twice and did not work. So that was very well played there, Stevie. That was amazing. I loved it.
Heck, I was just the boosting in with Hera to get the profit shot is like one of the most stressful moments of my X-wing life.
Man, I was cheering. I was so cheering for you when I realised that. I was like, oh, he should just boost and reposition out of this. And you go focus boost, and then it's like, oh wait, he's got prockets lined up.
Yeah.
On a strain, totally. Kylo, I was exploding. I was like cheering for you so hard. I was like,
oh god,
that was really good. That was very good there. I loved it. I loved it so much.
What a great game.
And thank you for the game.
That was really fun.
I think you flew well. I think I was really lucky to have Wolf Arrow survive as long as he did.
Yeah, I mean, it's I tried to jam Hera, but turns out, even if you jam her, Dutch can help her get rid of it. That was something that I realized after. I was like, oh wow, that was
amazing
so
play
good.
too. Yeah, the target lock with Dutch to clear the jam, and then have Hera go in and take the action. I was like, oh, that's actually really good. That was really smart play.
That was very nice there.
Like, the thing is, I was just so worried. I was just biting my tongue because in that same moment you boosted in with hollow and you said boosting straight, and then you did the turn. I thought, he changed his mind. And
I'm
done.
Yeah, I was totally like, I'm like, it was either 50-50 because I wasn't sure how you're gonna do it, and I was like, okay, I'll just do it straight. And turns out, oops, that was very nice.
Yeah. But
that was so good. Thank you so much. This game was fantastic.
Thank you. I agree completely, and I hope that you guys there in the booth had fun watching this.
Oh, it was great. We really enjoyed it.
And we had a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys enjoyed I don't think my Kylo has survived any games I've played on stream. Like I remember one time I rebank into a debris field, roll a crit, and then while getting out of it, roll another crit. So 2 shields down already. So Kylos don't survive with me. That's okay.
They don't survive well with me either. So
yeah. Oh, thank you very much again, this game.
Awesome. Thanks both players for joining us. Also, big shout out to Ollie for doing the interview earlier on, for Suresh for joining me and streaming this game, and of course all your viewers that tuned in. Shout out to try that again. Shout out to
Good God!
I need my iced tea. Shout out to Nickel City X-Wing. There we go. Third time lucky for joining us, and Thula Squadron as well. I really appreciate you coming in and answering the call to play on stream tonight, or tonight for you, this morning for me. It's still a little bit early. I need to get some iced tea. I need a Snapple. Yes, I need a Snapple. If we had them over here. But yes, so
we used to.
we had a great morning. I thank everyone for turning up. Any shout outs you'd like to do before we end the stream?
Big shout out to Live Play Everywhere.
Ah, yes, that is true. Stebby, you.
Just shout out to my opponent and to you guys for streaming this and for the excellent interview that I only caught the last half of it though that you did with Ollie, and a shout out to Ollie of course as well, because that was a really good and informative stream.
Thank you, thank you. It's all Ollie. I'm just a pretty face. I just ask questions. I want to shout out to my team, Team Singapore. I know you guys are so close to kicking me out with every loss I make on stream, but please, I can bribe you with beer.
Hey, this also could be Singapore's high level mind games, like tanking these pre games and then come back and go, oh wow, you knew how to play, kind of thing. Oh, you never know. You never know.
Yeah, that works if I thought of it beforehand. I was like, yeah, sure, Novi, I'll go with that. I was lowballing my skill. I'm just hiding, my skill, my true skill.
Hey, I saw you play a great game against Will Hayward just the other day. So,
yep, I did. Yeah,
you do know how to play. Just
you know what's the crazy part?
Sorry, Greg. I love Greg. Love you, Greg. Really do.
You.
I hope you get your internet resolved very soon, so we can have nice, more regular Nickel City X-Wing. Oh man, I need Snapple. That's what it is. Okay, guys,
Yes.
I'm gonna get some lunch. Lunchtime now.
Right, thank you guys.
Thanks,
you,
everybody.
Novi. Thank you, Suresh.
Shout out
Thank
to
you.
Nickel City's shout outs.
Yes, shout out to Nickel City. Yes, indeed. Okay, all right.